It really is like there's like half a softball there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's an illusion because of the stupid pants he wears.
You think so? I don't.
Yeah.
I see other people in pleated
No.
pants. They never look like
Yeah, in
that.
fact, his
wait a minute,
pants are
hold on,
baggy
hold
and he's
on,
still...
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
Oh, look at his face. He's red.
We
Oh,
didn't even...
my God.
I turned red. You know, I'm supposed to be doing Hungerthon today, aren't I?
Yeah.
I agreed to that.
today.
Here's what happened. Every year they do Hungerthon at the radio station, but I never participate because I know I'll never get to it. Plus, they're always nervous that I'm going to mess up.
Like how?
Well, that guy who runs it, Father Bill Ayers,
Yeah.
is he a father anymore? Isn't he married?
I have no clue who this person is.
I always hear them talking about him. I just remembered I'm supposed to be doing Hungerthon.
Are we supposed to do it all morning?
Yeah, well, you know, not all morning. Like, all I have to do is once an hour. I think I go to the phone. Oh, I knew I didn't know what to do. And there's a book here on this stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Look how thick it is. I'm just too lazy to read. I started reading it, and I said, you know what? I don't know what they want me to do. And I knew this was going to happen because Chernoff came to me every day and wanted to explain it, and I said, no, don't explain it to me. Gary will tell me. But Gary's not here. He's late.
Well, Chernoff is here.
Yeah, but if he starts explaining what he wants us to do, he'll never, you know, he's like... Plus, we're having like a little thing.
Oh, really? You too?
Yeah, I went in and I saw him yesterday. Give him a cookie.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there he is.
It's easy.
I went in there. Oh, here we go. You're so hung up on this Hungerthon, man. Why don't you mellow out and just get ratings for the station? What are you worried about?
Real easy, so you don't have to do a whole lot.
You really into the hungry, huh?
I think it's important.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like Pete's got you brainwashed, huh?
Wow. You know it's important, too.
To a degree, I know, I guess. You didn't even brush your hair today. You're trying to look like the hungry.
Yeah, right.
He's trying to look like he's hungry.
Tattered jeans today.
He's hoping to get some of that food.
Yeah. Bet you Chernoff takes all the food. Oh, here's Gary. Well, we got Mark here. What do we need you for?
Sure, he's funnier.
Well, I don't know about that. I think you're a lot
I didn't say
funnier.
that either.
Yeah. He's funnier. Speaking of hungry, I'm really hungry.
Oh, boy.
I'm only eating, how many calories, Ramen?
1,800.
I'm only eating 1,800 calories a day. I'm going to go up to 2,500 on Robin's advice. I hope you're right. If I get heavy,
I
Robin,
feel
I'm
very safe making that
Okay. All right.
diagnosis.
Yep.
Devising that treatment plan for you.
I might have 15 more rice cakes today. I just computed it
Go
all
crazy.
out. Yeah, go wild. Whole bag of them.
What a nut.
I'll tell you, Mark, if you pulled out some of the food in your mustache, you could feed 3 kids.
Oh.
You get that big, you know,
Is
that
there
big
something
greasy
in there?
mustache.
I don't know how people have that brush over their mouth.
Why don't you get rid of that, Mark?
It's
Really
always
is.
getting
Tell me to
stuff
get rid of it,
stuck
too.
in it.
It always
My
looks
kids are telling
dirty.
me to-
You know what
Come
happens?
on.
It
When
looks
you
dirty.
drink something, it always like gets into the little hairs right around your mouth.
Yeah.
I don't
Or
have
if
it
you-
go over my lip, though.
He has a bad mustache like I had a bad mustache.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure why guys grow a mustache. I know I grew one. I think I grew it when I cut my hair short, trying to look like I had something going on. But you always end up looking like Howard Sprague from Andy of Mayberry.
Right, most guys do.
Shave it off right now for a $1,000 pledge.
Would you?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, good. Well,
I
there
will.
you go.
Somebody
Fred,
make
you
a-
got 1,000?
Wait. Here's the number. 1-800-262-0923. Somebody makes a $1,000 pledge, and it's verified. I'll shave it off as soon as I get a razor.
How do
Really?
we verify it?
Absolutely. Well, they'll
Yeah.
do it by credit card or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I see.
MasterCard, Visa.
A lot of people are running to the
American
phone, so you're in good
I
shape.
hope so. If they do, I'll shave it off.
Why do you have the number for Hungerthon hanging in here so I could see it?
Because I didn't want to put up a whole lot of stuff in front of you. I gave Gary all these papers
Yeah, I'm not going to read that.
with the phone number.
Oh, give me that.
It's easy enough to do.
This is so tiresome. I agreed to do this because you know why I agreed to do it? I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not because I care about the hungry. It's because you were just bugging me so much that I finally just said, you know what, I'll do it.
You caved in.
Yeah, I really don't care about the hungry. I hate to say it.
Why do you hate to say the truth? That's not your charity.
I mean, I do feel bad for anybody
you
who's
must
hungry.
care for somebody.
Yeah, I have other charities, but hungry is not one of them.
World Hunger Year, the organization that the money goes to, does a lot of good things.
Oh, I'm sure.
Not just feeding the
Me and
hungry.
Mark are having a weird thing.
What's the weird thing?
Well, he feels I beat up on him this week. He started complaining to
Yeah,
me
I sort of
yesterday.
got that look from him, too.
But you know what? He's feeling guilty because he had to make management decisions this
Right.
week. He had to do what he felt was
See,
best.
I think
Right, I
he's
did.
more like he
Did
thinks
what was
we're
best for
upset
the
with
station.
him.
I'm not upset with him. I don't care what you do. I just made a suggestion, that's all. Everybody's acting like I'm attacking everybody. And everybody's
That's gonna
mad
be
at me now.
unreasonable.
Yesterday, Chiasano was accusing me of being on the air and making fun of Pete.
Ugh.
And I wasn't. Got nothing against Pete. Got nothing against anybody on the station.
You gave me a chocolate
All I know is
cookie.
I get in trouble for everything around here. Mark's the one who's doing it. But in order for Mark to relieve himself of his guilt, he starts blaming me.
Oh.
Like I beat up on him. I'm the only one who beat up on him. I didn't beat up on you.
You can beat
I had
up
a
on
discussion
me
with you.
anytime you want.
No, I'm not going to
But-
beat up on you.
But what?
We made some, I feel, strong moves for the radio station.
And I
that's
don't
my
say
only
anything.
point.
What do I care? Well, do whatever you want. I'm not beating up on you.
The point is, Mark, when you make those strong moves, you have to be willing to take whatever heat comes from making
Right.
strong
I am.
moves.
Criticism.
I'm willing. Let me tell you about Hunger Time quickly. Then I'll
So he says to me, so he
Then
goes,
I'll go
he
away.
goes, you really beat up on me this week. I'm pretty beat up.
Oh.
And I just was like, man, that's a bogus thing. I didn't beat up on you.
Jewish guilt.
Right. Exactly what you've got. I don't care what you do. Make Maria Melito the general manager. I could care less. What do I care what you do? I really don't care. I don't care. I'm happy for you. If you're happy, I'm happy.
Thanks.
As long as you don't bother me, and that's what happened. So a year ago, he comes to me and goes, would you take part in the Hunger-thon?
A
You said
year
yes.
ago.
Yeah, and I said, okay. I figured it'll never happen. Something will happen in between that. It won't happen. So now I'm faced with doing it, and I don't even know what to do. And
They
then
kept saying something about favorite bits. That's all
Yeah.
I'd ever hear.
yeah, favorite bits. Now, what do I have to do? Just tell everyone.
Tell people again, same number, 1-800-262-0923. If they have a favorite bit they've heard on the show that they'd like to hear,
Yeah,
let's try to get a $500 pledge and
right.
play the best bit. That's
The
easy,
first
isn't
person
it?
who pledges $500 gets to hear whatever bit that I've done in the past that they want.
Not first. I guess you're doing this every hour, right?
Well, let's try
Yeah.
to do one an hour. It didn't sound like it would be too cumbersome. And Gary, your producer, said he thought that would be fine.
Yeah, don't listen to Gary.
Oh, well, you didn't want to talk about it, so I talked to your
Yeah, I
producer.
told you that would be fine, too.
Okay.
I'll do that.
That's one. And the other thing is you have some crucified by the FCC, either tape or CD. You said you would autograph for people if they made a $100 donation.
No, I said I'd do 10 autograph
10 of
copies.
them, excuse me. That's right. Throughout
Limited
the morning.
edition. I'm not going to be autographing
That's right.
day and night.
Just 10 of them.
Because, Robin, you know the autograph one was just auctioned off for $300.
Right.
So let's raise the price. Forget about 100. Let's make it more.
You do whatever you want. This is your deal.
Okay. $200.
All right, $200. So, okay.
10 of them
Autographed
for
copy of
$200.
Crucified
All right.
by the F-
Robin, will you sign it too?
Sure.
Thank you. Freddie?
Yep.
Jackie?
Why would somebody want Freddie's autograph?
Let's get everybody, the whole
All
show.
right, all right,
Just
you
in
insist.
case. You know, there's some wacko out
We're
there who
upping the
wants
price.
Fred.
I can't see Fred signing it.
Then I won't.
How about if that lowers the price?
Well, then I won't.
Oh, Fred, grow up, huh? Then I won't.
Okay, and not the number here at the station. 1-800-262-0923. That's the number. I'll check in with those people.
I'm sure they're
down
all sold already.
there. I hope so.
There you go. Now I'm done?
Hey, if we get 5 people to call and make 5 pledges for $500 for
I'm
Bits
done.
for the Morning and get the Crucified sold, you're done.
Yeah, and
That's
it's a
it.
good cause. I mean, it's to help the
Sure.
hungry, especially a lot of rich people listen to our show. Didn't they do is find out that all people with $100,000 or more income listen to us?
Yes.
Yes.
There was a survey like that
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, we had a survey. Yeah, they can figure all that out. All right, so I'm sure that now, Mark, will you go back to the phones and find out what bits the people requested, and I'll play them, and we'll be done with it.
And we'll be done with it.
All right, everybody call in 1-800-262-0923 for the Hungerthon.
Why don't we kick it off, Howard, by giving a donation?
Go ahead, you first.
You know what? She won't pay.
No.
She's a welcher.
And then she gets me to do it, and I end up paying.
Right.
I donated $1,000 last year.
That's
Yeah, I
right.
know, but that was because Flo and Eddie forced you to do it.
No, they didn't. I was listening to it, and I just said, hey, well, actually, they did.
I know the story.
Because Flo and Eddie went on the air and said, hey, man, we're going to donate some money now. And I was like, oh, boy, they're making me look bad.
Well, over the whole weekend, we're going to try to raise money, too, obviously. Get song
Who's
requests.
Father Bill Ayers? Isn't he married?
Yes.
Oh, he's
What
a
happened?
real father.
Was he? Yeah. So he's like Father Ben Stern.
Yeah.
I guess I really don't know
What's
all the
his
details,
story?
but he's married and has 2 kids
Was he a priest?
at one time.
And then what did he do? He got married? You allowed to do that?
I guess people are allowed to do whatever they want to
I
do.
guess they have to get out of the church.
I guess.
Damn right. On a pony. Oh, man.
I guess
really
he's
a
not
wonderful
Father
human
Bill
being.
Ayers
He
anymore.
really
I'm
is
sure
a
he is a
wonderful
wonderful
guy.
human being. I'm a wonderful human
Yeah.
being somewhere in here. Wow.
You want to ask him yourself?
What? Why he's here?
No, but I'll get him
No,
on
I
the
don't
phone
want
if
to.
you
No,
want
no, no. I don't want to. Then the Mark for the Hungerthon last
Yeah.
year, he goes, all right, if you're going to... So I agreed to participate in the Hungerthon,
Right.
which was, believe me, more than extending myself. Then he goes, all right, if you're going to participate, then you're going to need to meet with Father Bill Ayers. I go, Mark, you're out of your mind. I'm not participating. I'm not meeting with any Father Bill Ayers. I'm not going to sit in a room with Father... And then it dawned on me, I'm in the driver's seat here. I don't have to
What,
participate.
does he have to approve
Right.
everybody who collects money for
Well,
him?
he just wants to make sure that you're really behind. And I go, are you out of your mind?
I knew to drop that idea pretty quickly. You got it.
Yeah, but he tried to bamboozle me. See how
Well, I
people try to
asked you.
bamboozle? No, you
I
didn't
asked
ask me. You were like, well, then, if you... Like, first I was reluctantly participating. And then, all of a sudden, as soon as I said yes, now I had to go into meeting.
Right, all of a sudden it's like you wanted to do this.
Right.
And he's saying, well, if you want to do it,
Yeah.
you have to do this.
Yeah, it was like weird. It was a weird turnaround. Well, if you want to be a part of it, you better go talk to Pete and Father Bill Ayers. I go, get out of here. Just get out of my office and never talk to me about this again.
Come on, Howard, let's give a contribution.
Go ahead. I'm not giving.
You're not?
No.
I can't believe you.
I'm strapped, man. You should see my mortgage.
Howard, I heard you had stock the other day.
Yeah, well, 9 shares of Disney is not exactly overwhelmingly... it's not what you'd call me a major stockholder. I buy 9 shares at a time. Unbelievable. Remember when Infinity stock went on sale?
Yeah.
And I bought, 100 shares?
shares, right.
Thing went from 12 to 36, and I bought 100 shares. I could have been retired. Yeah, I always pledge the same thing every year.
What?
Whatever I pledged last year. What did I pledge last year? 15?
$1,000.
1,000?
Well, 1,500. We'll make it 1,500.
All right.
What a guy.
Oh, I hate you. I hate you.
Well, I'll pledge 1,000.
Thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you guys are nice. Thank you.
She'll never give you the money.
Okay, I will too.
Oh, come
I give the
on.
money for
Did
charity.
you just get carried away?
No.
1,000?
No.
500 of that is from Robin, and 250 of it is mine, and 250 of it
No,
is
no, no,
from-
no, no. You can't have part of
Right.
my money. You can make your own pledge.
Jackie will never pledge. Jackie, you won't pledge, will you?
We just pledged. Read that
No,
note.
no, 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 no.
I'm
That's
serious.
between you and Robin. What is
No,
your pledge?
That's right here. It's serious.
Well, so what is your pledge?
Me and Fred will give $500 a piece if Gary can shave your mustache right now.
I pledged the other day.
What did you pledge?
I pledged $50 on my credit card.
Wow, Gary.
Hey, come on! I'm not.
Get a razor.
I don't
They'll
have a.
give $500 for
I don't
it
have a
now.
house on the
Well,
water.
hold it a second, Mark. What is this? If Freddie and Jackie contribute $500 apiece, they get to shave your mustache?
They want.
Yeah, but you better do it carefully. I mean, don't hurt the guy.
Oh, no, Gary will do it. That's his contribution.
All right, you'll do it?
Fine.
Fred, is that true?
Absolutely.
All right, so that's
It was a great
1,000
idea.
from Jackie and
I
Fred.
still would like a listener to do it.
That's
too.
1,000 from Robin.
Right.
Girl up here to do
That's
it.
$2,000. That's
1,500 from you.
1,500 from me. That's 3,500.
That's great.
50 from Gary.
Well, let's leave Gary's 50. She just made 3,500. Are we off the hook now? Do we have to? Isn't that enough money to cover our
You guys are
contribution?
great. Yeah. That's fine.
So you made enough money
Wonderful.
now.
Thank you.
I mean, but now we don't.
I would
have
still like listeners to call in
Oh,
and make
with
their
bits?
pledges. Yeah.
$500 a bit.
Yeah. Don't you think that's worth it? We'll
Did
announce
anybody
their
call?
name.
How do we know when they called?
Because Bill is going to call us when he finds out who it is that made the first contribution.
Bill who?
Bill Ayers.
You mean he's sitting by the phone?
Yes.
I don't know if he is, but there are people.
No, I
down
thought he
there.
actually was.
I'm not sure if he's
Oh,
there yet.
well, he
but
will be
I'll-
later.
I'll go find out in a couple
Oh, that
minutes.
number's not here. They're set up
Yeah.
somewhere else.
All right,
And
why
we
don't
also
you...
just want people to pledge whatever they can.
All right, so go get some shaving cream and razors, shave off Mark's mustache, because I can't stand it.
Keep calling because we have those.
Hey, I'll throw in another. I'll throw in an additional 500 if you pull down your pants and show me your penis.
Oh, stop it.
Well, if you want to help the hungry, I want to see the size of that
How-
It's going to be one of those
committed
oddities
are
because he's
you?
so short and it's
Yeah.
one of those strange
Yeah,
things.
let's see.
thing. All right,
No.
$500 if you pull your pants
No.
down now and let me see your penis.
No.
Why? You do it in a locker room.
For the Hungathon.
No.
How committed
Not-
are you
that I
to this
won't
cause?
Do. That I won't do.
Baby. Oh, so you really care about the hungry? You know, you could feed a lot of people with $500. Sally Struthers says you could feed like a kid for like 300 years on $500.
Yeah, you could feed all the kids in certain areas.
Could you get some soap?
cream.
What we got to do is, you want to do this on the air? I have to prep him.
I don't want to go and do it on the air.
Okay.
Just after he's done, let me look at him.
Oh,
we have
boy.
Nice
we
and
have to-
clean shaven.
We have to. That's pretty bushy. We have to trim it down with a scissor first.
Would you take your pants off for $1,000?
No.
I really want to see his monster.
You're a terrible
What do you
man.
care? If I was in a locker room with you, wouldn't you take your pants off?
In a locker room, yes.
So you want to make believe this is a locker room?
No.
Robin won't see you. He'll stand over here and show me.
No.
It's my 500.
Please. No. No.
Well, if you show Robin, she'll kick in an additional 500, I'm sure. Imagine an extra grand for the hungry if you just show us your penis.
Oh, stop. No. No. I'll shave my mustache. That's it.
Boy, you a baby. It's so big. What do you care? If I had a big one like you, I would just show it to everyone.
Maybe that's not real.
You think it's prosthesis? Like Long Don Silver?
Howard, he's athletic. He plays softball and basketball.
Everybody
so
sees
you know
his
he's in
penis.
locker. Yeah, it's not a big deal, Mark.
It's a big deal.
Why? Extra 500 if you show me your penis?
No, I'm not going to do it.
Maybe you should call and ask his wife's permission.
Well, I don't think that makes a difference then. Or does it?
No. I don't want to do it.
You're a baby.
I offered to
Well, I
shave
thought
my
you really
mustache.
cared
I thought
about
you
the
really
hungry.
I've had
cared
my
about the
mustache 20
hungry.
years. Now I'm saying I'm willing to shave it off
know
to
what?
do this. I think that's pretty big.
He's having second thoughts about the mustache.
No, definitely.
No,
do
the
that.
mustache is
No,
a good move.
no,
I think you're going to
I'll
look
definitely
better.
do that.
Because it's like one of those ratty little mustaches.
Yeah, I think for Mark, it's one of those things where he's trying to look older.
Yeah. Is that it? Are you trying to look older because
No.
you're so short?
More authoritative.
Yeah.
No.
Like Hitler grew a little mustache like that.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he
Please,
did.
I don't have that kind of a mustache.
I don't
Maybe
know.
that's the one we ought to leave him with.
You know what? Do me a favor, Jackie, when you're shaving his mustache, first give him a Hitler mustache. Let's see how it looks. All right?
Get a picture of it?
Yeah.
It'll cost you another $500.
You know what's going to drive me most crazy is everywhere he goes, people are going to go, "Who shaved your mustache, Howard?" And it's going to be the truth.
Yeah. But I think it should be a Hitler mustache.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because he's a little Hitler.
right.
Oh, stop.
Oh, that's
We're just going to, but make it like a little square box.
a little tiny thing.
You make sure you do that right. Now that'll be good. Better
That's
than
worth
shaving
the
off-
money, yeah.
Now I feel
That's
like we
worth
got our
the
money's
money.
worth.
No, I didn't.
3,500. He's walking around with a Hitler mustache.
Heil Hungerthon.
Oh,
Oh, please.
How cool is that?
that's great.
Suddenly I like the hunger time.
All or nothing. All or nothing.
All or nothing. Now
You don't want the money?
I do want the money. But
I'm
it was
taking all the
always
money
shave-
right off the table.
Unless I have a Hitler mustache.
Right.
Oh, come on. That's
All the money's off
that's
the table.
absurd.
Come on, at least for 24 hours.
And we're telling all listeners not to pledge until you
Oh,
get
stop.
going through your Hitler mustache.
Please.
All you have to do is wear it for the day. And you can shave the rest off.
It's a
Till
challenge.
you leave today.
No.
24
No.
hours.
24 hours. Just till tomorrow at 7 a.m. you can shave.
That's fun, Mark.
Come on, Mark.
Oh, man.
Now,
It'll
that
be-
I'll at least think about.
Oh.
I'm taking the 3,500 right off the
Come on, I'll
table.
look really stupid all day.
Come on, Adolf.
But it's for charity.
On the other hand, Gary shaved his head. so-
Right. And this is for hungry people. This shows that you
All right,
really
that'll
care.
Be a sport.
All right. Very good. All right. What a fool. That's going to be
Get
good.
it up to let's do $5,000.
No. We just did 3,500.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty major contribution.
All right.
It's better than any of these. What did Dave Herman contribute?
A comb.
A comb. Man, he doesn't need that.
I'll know tomorrow.
Man. Boy, that's great.
This is going to be fun now.
If you come on my TV show, I'll throw in an extra 500. That little Hitler. Hey, look who's here. Hitler, Robin.
Who's coming to our house now?
Because everyone's feeling like you're Hitler. Now you'll be Hitler.
Oh,
It's
Oh,
great.
you got to do the TV show, Mark.
Look at him moaning.
We'll do another 500 for
Another
the TV
grand
show.
if you show us your penis.
Another grand for the
Stop.
penis.
Another grand for your penis on the TV show. You wouldn't, for a grand, you wouldn't show me another guy your penis.
Not in here.
Homo.
What? Well, go
go
into
back
the
to my
men's
office?
room with him then.
How about in the men's room for a grand?
You're crazy.
What do you mean I'm crazy?
What do you? You must have a real obsession.
And then I'll top that with another 500 if you let me shave your pubes like Hitler.
reason.
Pretty soon you'll have his whole salary that keeps up.
$1,000 in a weekend with Robin. You can do whatever you want to her. Any kind of sex you want.
You better discuss that with me.
You wouldn't show me your penis in the men's room?
How badly do you want to see it?
I mean, obviously, I'm willing to put up another $1,000.
In the bathroom, I'd consider it.
Really?
Ooh.
Not doing it in public.
Wow.
I'm certainly not going to do it in public.
Hey, that's worth it, Robin.
Sure.
So what is that? My contribution would be $2,500.
Right.
It's a lot of money, but I would do it. I would do it just to see his penis.
Go for it.
Do it.
So
Why am
I
I
get,
doing
not
it?
only do I get to see his penis,
Yeah.
but I get to see him walk around as Hitler all day.
Right.
So I'm going to stay here all day just to see that.
That's entertainment.
I can't wait till you shave him like Hitler.
You know, our listeners are insane people, and that's
Right.
why we love them.
Right.
Okay, on the hotline is a woman who's taking the calls over at that 800 number.
Right.
So now, you know, people can call up and just make bogus pledges. That's why they take a credit card number to
Right.
make sure it's real, and they check it out. One of our listeners has pledged $1,500 if Mark will shave his mustache like Hitler.
Another additional
Another-
$1,500. Well, he's doing it.
Well, now wait a minute. Let's try to get some more money out of this.
Mark's seeing an advantage here.
Right.
What are you saying, Gary?
And then your 10 CDs went very quickly.
The CDs are gone
For
already.
$200 a piece.
Yeah?
You
Yeah.
want to do 10 more?
You see, you're a little
All right,
rubber.
all right,
you know
all right,
that?
I'm sorry.
All right, I'll do
Forget
10
it.
more. I'll do 10 more. You know, because you make me look like a dick.
Yeah,
right?
don't ask that stuff on the
Yeah,
air.
don't ask me off the air.
All
Then you
right.
can see I'll tell you to go to hell.
I won't do it
All
anymore.
right, 10 more CDs.
$200 a pop,
Oh, yeah.
autographed.
Right.
See, he wanted to up it to $5,000. That's why the listener pledged the $1,500.
Right.
Okay.
So
All
it's
right, so
already
that's good.
$5,000.
So you got $5,000,
Okay, let me
and see if you can find another listener to throw in another $2,000 if I get to see his penis.
All right.
'Cause I've already thrown in.
I'm going to go find out from the woman what the bit was. That's
All
another
right.
question.
Okay. All right. We'll be back. This stupid hungathon. It's costing me a fortune, but I get to
I
see
know,
his
it's
penis.
costing all of us money.
Think about your peenie. Chernoff's got a monster. I know I'm going to be shocked. And you let me see it for
Well,
a good 10
I'll
seconds
know
at least.
from
You
the
may
look
be
on your
disappointed.
face
You may be disappointed.
when you
Really?
come back.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I'll explain it in detail.
Yeah, but I just want to see the look on your face when you first come through the door.
In case you were just tuning in, we did the Hungerthon. If anybody would like to donate, 1-800-262-0923. And a guy named Steve Silverman just donated $1,500 to the Hungry because he wants to see Chernoff in a Hitler mustache. And it's verified. What's going on with that?
With what?
The mustache.
I have to. Well, I've been running around a little bit, and I have to get some shaving cream as soon as the place opens,
Yeah.
and I have to get a couple of utensils and stuff.
What do you mean utensils?
Well, you got to get a pair of scissors because you
Right.
can't just shave that with a.
Yeah, you make a nice little Hitler mustache.
Okay.
All right. You know, a little square.
He's gonna look like Charlie Chaplin in The Great Dictator because
Right.
he's too short.
Yeah, it's going to be perfect.
That's great.
And everyone will love us for it.
Now,
And what about, what else do I have to do with the Hungerthon? Am I done?
Well, you
Is
just
there a bit he has to
you
play?
just have to remind people that we're still taking the highest pledge over $500 in the next couple of minutes to hear your favorite bit.
Right. I mean, it's a good cause because there's like hungry people. So.
Yeah, it's a good cause. People are always calling to hear bits, and we never get around to them, so now we have to.
Right. What is it, Chernoff? I mean, Mark.
With your money and stuff, almost $10,000 already.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
Keep
How
going.
many people did we feed?
I think one.
Do you know that?
One for 10,000.
Yeah, 10 grand. That's Jackie's lunch.
You know that you know that Springsteen gave the first $10,000, so you've actually matched him now.
Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, Springsteen's got millions of dollars. He could go a little bit higher than 10,000.
Yeah, you know, when we give 1,000, that hurts.
Yeah, 2,500
Well,
really hurt.
well-
I'm sitting there going, wait a second. I just got into some kind of frenzy and gave away $2,500. I mean, what happened? Well, actually, I didn't give away. Did I give away 2,500?
Yeah.
No, but he didn't show me his penis.
Oh, that's right.
So I gave away 1,500. You gonna show me your penis or not?
In the bathroom.
You are gonna?
Well, I guess you have given away 2,500.
Can you set up a wireless?
You might be very disappointed, though.
Oh, I'm not. I see it. I can see it. It's gonna be huge. I'm doing it just like so Robin. I can tell Robin.
my tie, Howard.
What? What'd you say,
You
Jackie?
can't lose.
Right.
Because if it's huge, that's great. If it's tiny, that's better.
I can't imagine it being tiny.
not.
You've seen it through the pants, right?
I mean, not that I'm looking, but
Oh, my.
you know how
Look at
you know how
look at Gary.
no. You know how some days
It's not.
Have you ever seen Robin on the TV show? You know how some days she says hello. That's some days Mark does that.
What do you mean?
You know, he's happy.
What are you talking about?
What
What do you mean Robin says hello?
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, our big nipple.
Right.
Right.
Gee, thank you.
No, you know what I'm talking about. On the TV show when you were showing them last week in their glory? That was beautiful. I fell in love.
Well, you just calm yourself down.
You showed everything.
I did not.
You went the extra mile for the show. I appreciated that.
Mile and a half.
You're not kidding. Those aren't fake. Those are hers.
That wasn't like part of the dress.
That was in the dress.
Yeah.
It was a costume.
I caught Robin fanning them before we rolled the camera. That's how into the show she is.
You are sick.
I was trying to explain to somebody how, even though the show was an hour long, that was like 4 hours of taping, and
Right.
it never went away.
I feel like Judge Thomas. I'm about to meet Long Don Silver in the bathroom. You know, like this is unbelievable.
Your idol.
What time you want to do that, Mark?
We could do that at a.
Hey, this is like it's turning into like a weird kind of homosexual
Hungerthon.
thing. Yeah.
Homosexual hunger.
Yeah, this is turning into a perverted hungerthon. You think Father Bill Ayers can handle this?
maybe,
Hey, what do I care what he got married?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not supposed to have sex if you're a priest. Did he have sex while he was a priest?
I don't know.
Did you ever ask him?
No.
Why don't you get him on the phone? I'll ask him.
Usually they don't leave until they're ready to get married.
you know what the funny part is? All week long, Mark has been dying to get you on the phone with Bill, thinking this is great, and then
Yeah.
Mark's going right now. Well, I want to get him on, but I don't know if he wants to talk about this.
Hey, Father Bill, if you show me a penis, I'll give you $500.
He's on his way in. We'll call him in a little while.
I'm kind of curious how that guy how he made his move on a woman when he's a priest. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that's what I'm saying, because usually the priests are ready to get married when they finally leave, so they've been dating the whole time
Yeah.
they've been free.
You think it's like Richard Chamberlain and the Thornbirds, like Father Bill Ayers was at Jones
Yeah.
Beach or something? Or the
Pick up
Jersey
a
Shore?
girl.
He was on the Jersey Shore. Hey, babe, want a wafer? Why, certainly, Father. I got a wafer right here in my pants. I'm digging it. Oh, man. Wow. Was his wife a nun? That'd be a great story. Do you know, Mark?
I honestly don't know. I have no idea.
It's kind of, you can't blame the guy. I mean, it's,
Well, I say, you never know when you make those vows if you can maintain them for the rest of your life.
Hey, I'm happy when a priest doesn't make it with another guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Or mess with some kids.
Right. Or throw babies in the walls of the convent. You know what I'm saying? I read that. Where did I read that?
I don't know.
That happened
You
in.
keep talking about that.
That's a famous story that happened in Spain, like in the 1500s. There was a convent and a monastery,
Right.
and there was a tunnel connected underneath them, and they found like all dead babies buried under there because they were like having. Oh, it's really gross.
Welcome to the Hungerthon. Your charitable radio station. I told you it was a mistake getting me involved with the Hungerthon, Mark. I mean, it's good that we just raised $10,000 in 10 minutes, but I don't know. The trade-off I don't think is worth it. I think it's better to have hungry people. What is that, Gary?
Well,
Maybe I should go see Mark's penis.
well, okay, you could do that.
You want to do that now? You want to wait?
Yeah, you don't want to just waste a bit like that.
Yeah, well, you know what? Give me a second to have Scott
Wait.
set up the wireless because you don't want to miss it.
Yeah, I want to be talking when I see it. What do you care if there's a wireless?
He's going to talk about it anyway.
You mean you don't want me talking when I see it?
You got to be very quiet while you look.
Mark's getting like a woman. He's like, no, afterwards.
Well, you're like Will Kennedy Smith.
What do you mean?
You're like,
He
like
hasn't
a
been
rapist on
convicted of
Mark.
any-
Rape,
anything.
what do you mean, I'm going to rape Mark in the bathroom?
But let's say allegedly like Will Kennedy
Yes,
Smith.
allegedly.
What do you mean I'm like Will Kennedy Smith?
Well, you're being very aggressive. Mark.
Coming on too strong?
Maybe Gary slept with the guy. I don't know.
I don't see how I'm being like Will Kennedy Smith. I'm donating $1,000 extra dollars to Hungerthon to see Mark's penis. I see that as a very nice way of doing things, and I'm not forcing him against his will.
It's more like harassment than actual.
No, it
alleged rape.
isn't. How is that like harassment? I'm offering him a choice.
No, it's more like prostitution. He's
Right. That I'll go along with.
I want to raise money.
Do you mind if I bring a wireless in?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Why? Explain that to me.
Because I don't feel comfortable.
Oh.
I don't feel comfortable about doing it anyway. I'm just doing it so we can raise some.
All right, just go look.
All right. Should I go right this second?
Yeah.
You keep talking, and I'll come back in and
Sure.
tell you what it looked like?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. You're going to be sorry.
I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be.
All right, you guys guess how big you really think it is
All right.
while I'm gone.
All right.
Can I
I'll
just
be right
look at
back.
the front of his pants first?
What?
I just want to look.
Oh,
at the
you
front
have
of
to
his pants.
size things up?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I can see it through the pants.
You know,
there you go. So
you know-
you're happy.
Where are you measuring it from?
maybe,
I'm measuring from the top. Where else do you measure from?
maybe,
Well, how are we going to know? You're not going in with a ruler.
Well, you should.
Do you mind if I...
You should hold a ruler Can't up you just next go to it? behind this thing here? We can't see.
No.
No, he wants to be in the men's room.
He doesn't want to be in public.
you know, maybe he wants to...
What? During the commercial, I have to see it?
Why not? That's a good.
Because I think people are anticipating.
That'll make them anticipate.
Commercial will ruin it.
Tell them to call the phone number.
Oh,
Well,
1-800-262-0923. Make a pledge for the hungry people. What's
Maybe
wrong?
Mark wants some time to... You know how sometimes you like to get yourself ready.
Oh, stop.
Oh, yeah. You want a magazine?
Work yourself up a little.
Mark, you want a magazine?
You want a male or a female magazine?
You know what's going to be embarrassing, though? Being alone with him in the men's room is you go, you really want to see it?
Yeah,
And
No,
then
you
take-
can't talk to Howard either. You
Don't
won't
talk
let
to me.
him have a wireless. You
Can I
can't
bring
talk to
Gary
him.
with me?
No.
Well, I'll turn my back, but I'll.
All right, at least be in the room.
I'll tell him.
Let Gary at least be in the room. So
I'll-
it won't be uncomfortable.
I'll referee.
I don't think we should be alone. What if what if I'm a homosexual or
Well,
something?
what if you, you would
away
not
as
have a
fast as
witness?
they can.
What if Mark is gay and then all of a sudden starts coming on to me?
I think a witness is necessary.
Yeah, let Gary just stand there with his back to the wall. Just so, so it won't be uncomfortable for us. Because think about how awkward it'll be. All right.
Yeah, that won't be awkward with me with my back
Well,
to the
it would
wall.
be better your back to the wall than...
Oh, this is funny.
For an extra $1,000, will you get on your knees?
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. All right. This is going to be too weird. Because Mark is technically my boss.
Sure. But he's doing this for Hungathon.
He's a pretty... You know what? You really do love the hungry.
Thank
They should be proud of you.
Yeah, you're like you should be on their poster in like a bikini thong.
They should elect you saint.
I don't mean to speed you up, but we have a very important phone call coming at
Oh, yeah, right.
7:30.
Okay, come on. Let's do it. All right,
All
Ronnie?
right,
Here
let's
we
go.
Come on, Mark.
We're going
Let's
down
go.
to the,
Let's get it over with.
The old
Can't
men's
believe we're
room
going in the
there.
men's room
So
to see
funny.
Mark's penis.
This is hysterical.
Oh, he's doing it.
Make him really do it.
All right, what do you think? How big do you think it's going to be?
Oh, man.
Take a guess. I say 5.
5?
I say
That's
5.
I was going to say that, so I'll say 4. What were you going to say?
No, that's too. You might want to go up.
That's
Robin, what do you think?
I don't know. 5?
that's
Ooh,
pretty.
that's long.
Yeah, where you measuring from?
That's why I was asking before. I thought it was a pretty valid question.
Unfortunately, you don't know what we're talking about, but this guy comes in here every day. He's got like a tent in his pants.
It really is like there's like half a softball there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's an illusion because of those stupid pants he wears.
You think so? I don't.
Yeah.
I see other people in pleated
No.
pants. They never look like
Yeah, in
that.
fact,
Oh,
his
wait a minute.
pants are
Hold on.
baggy
Hold
and he's
on.
still...
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
Oh, look at his face. He's red.
Red.
we didn't
Oh
even...
my
I
God.
turned red.
I
It was
have
so
to-
embarrassing.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, that was so embarrassing. You saw it in the
I
mirror?
saw it in the mirror.
Oh, man.
We didn't even have a chance to discuss it.
No. I didnn't.
Oh, that was so embarrassing.
What happened?
Well,
What
first of all,
happened? Tell us
Gary
everything.
orchestrated it. Look,
Yeah?
Gary orchestrated it, right? Look at Mark. Mark's ready to pass out.
Everybody's shaking.
Everybody's shaking.
He said, yeah, I really want to see it.
Oh, man.
God. How embarrassing.
For all.
So give us a whole description of what happened.
All right,
you guys
here's what
walked
happened.
down the hall together.
We all walked in, and Mark the whole time was going, you don't really want to see it. Do you really want to see it? And I go, you know what? I said, we got to do it, or else it'll be, a disappointment. So we go in, and this is so funny. Mark the whole time is going, you don't really want to see it. Do you really want to see it? And I go, you know what? I said, we got to do it, or else it'll be, a disappointment. So we go in, and this is so funny. Can't believe we just did this.
Oh, God.
Mark Chernoff, Tunnel Bunny.
I'm not saying this for a joke or anything, but I feel like sort of dirty
I feel
now.
dirty. You know what? I'm really sorry we did that,
I am
Mark.
too.
I am really sorry we did that.
But
I'm
you
gonna
did it for charity, isn't it? If
I did
a
it for
good
charity.
cause.
Yeah.
So that was another grand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 2,500 contribution. You did the right thing.
All right.
He's a whore.
He is. Yeah, but it's not like he's doing it for
He's a
himself.
whore for the hungry.
Yeah.
So anyway, We walk into the bathroom, right? So everyone's real embarrassed. Gary turns his back to the wall, but first Gary ushers Mark over and says, "You have to go in that stall." But why'd you put him in a stall?
Well, I figured since he'd feel a little bit better in a closed area than just being right out in the middle.
I didn't care.
I didn't think you want to be right in the middle.
Gary's weird like that.
Well, somebody walked in,
Yeah.
and you two were doing that. It would have been embarrassing.
Yeah. Although it's kind of weird having a naked guy in a stall.
Well, you weren't in the stall. He was in the stall.
Well, yeah.
You had your hands over your face.
So anyway, then I got real embarrassed because I'm like,
yeah.
this guy pulling down his pants for me.
Oh, God.
So I like put my hand over, I was like this, So, so then all of a sudden he goes, all right. So then he opens
You
up
hear
his fly.
him? You hear him?
Yeah, he takes it out first, and I go, you got to pull your pants down, Mark. Not just to open up your fly. He pulls down his pants. It was amazingly small.
You're kidding.
See, I told you you'd be disappointed.
He's a little big. You know what it is? He's a lot wider than I am. Girth he's got.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what it is?
Yeah, but he's not that big. It's like, what did you say that was, about an inch and a half?
I got to tell you, I didn't actually see it when I just sort of looked out of the corner of my eye to see if he was really going to do it. When he
Looked like a giant mushroom.
when he did, I just turned away.
What'd you say, about an inch and a half? I'd say about an inch and a half. Seriously, Mark, it ain't that big.
I never said anything. See,
I don't feel that bad about myself.
You're kidding.
So
we
I
were
just don't
in
have
shock. We were going about 5 inches here.
Yeah, but I got a feeling when this guy gets going, it's unbelievable. I really do, because Robin, the width.
Really?
Oh my God, it was staggering.
What causes the big
It's like a tree trunk.
the pants?
What? What causes the big bulge? I think is just the way he pleated pants.
Right.
That's not all genitalia.
Maybe because it,
my secret is out.
I got to get a pair of pants like that.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the
too.
wrong pants.
All in the
Could
pants.
have that, huh?
Boy, was that embarrassing or what?
Yes. It was.
Man,
Well, now
I-
you have a most embarrassing moment.
yeah. That was embarrassing.
But boy, you'll never be able to tell anybody. I showed my to
I'll
a
tell you,
guy
does
in a
Does this mean we're
men's
bonded
room.
now, Howard?
I don't know what it means.
I think the two of you are a little.
It's small, but it makes a hell of a tent.
Now you didn't get excited or anything.
Oh, well, I didn't know you'd be asking that. No. I didn't feel anything. I don't know what I feel.
So when he took his pants down, you uncovered your eyes. How
Yeah,
long
well, I had
did
to look.
you look?
I looked for maybe 5 to 10 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
And then you said just
Okay,
enough?
and I just ran out. I ran out of the room.
What were you guys doing while we were doing it?
We were speculating.
Oh, man. What did you bet? What did you speculate?
Well, we couldn't get past. We were all discussing. We were still having a debate. Freddie said 5 inches. Jackie said 4. I still wasn't sure.
It's way
and
smaller.
you guys ran back in.
I thought it was smaller than that too.
It's small.
Because I thought.
It
Remember
was.
brought up
I
the
was
pants
shocked.
thing?
Right. Freddie did say, I think it's the pants.
I expected a mess in his underpants.
Right.
Like underpants that could barely constrain
Yeah.
everything.
As long
Like it
as
was
my wife
folded.
loves me.
Yeah, hey. Wow, Mark. Could you mind leaving? I'm a little embarrassed being in a room with you. Did you have to go get your mustache shaved in a Hitler
They
mustache?
said they were going to do that at 8 o'clock.
All right, very good. Robin,
Yeah.
that was pretty traumatic, seeing Mark's penis.
I guess so.
He's weird, isn't he?
Yeah,
You're weird.
he is weird.
Funny that he would do that.
If you'd like to contribute to Hungerthon, 1-800-262.
You don't have to do that. You
Yeah,
can
right.
Just call.
0923.
It's just funny because John and I were talking yesterday, and we were saying that I've never seen Jackie that angry. And John said when he came in to flip the tape, Jackie was actually leaning over the podium that we have in here and screaming. I've never seen him do that.
Let me tell you something. Jackie has this hostility to me, which whether he admits to it or not to himself, I don't know to who.
I think it's rather unconscious. I don't
Yeah.
know that he's totally conscious of it.
But I have my career plans, and he took it as an affront. He took it in the wrong way.
Well, you're standing in his way again.
Oh yeah, I am ruining his career again.
Here he had this opportunity to have this documentary done about him.
Right.
And you won't cooperate.
Right. And I know that's how he thinks, but I've made my position clear. I'm doing my own thing here. I'm trying to elevate my own career.
You have a game plan.
Yeah, I don't want to be on Channel 8 in New Haven. And that's no put down, I'm glad that you're on Channel 8. I'm glad they're doing a story on you. They should go to your clubs and watch you do your stand-up comedy. But I don't want to be on Channel 8.
But you have a strategy.
Yeah. And he has a strategy, too. Do anything he can get his hands on.
They're two different strategies.
Right.
That's all.
What is it?
Our guest is here.
I'm in the middle of talking to Jackie.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't even...
Jackie's not a two-bit guest. Don't tell
I'm doing
me.
it. Sorry.
We can just get off him and go to someone else.
Jackie, is it now fair to say that I don't want to do any interviews?
Yep.
Do you hold that against me, that I don't want to do your interviews?
Absolutely not.
You don't mind that I didn't do the Channel 8 interview?
I thought about it, and you're absolutely right.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
You don't sound like a guy who's being sincere.
I am.
Listen to his voice this morning.
Wow. I thought I was doing a bad Jackie this morning. Jackie's doing the worst one.
What happened? Where were you last night?
I had 8 hours sleep last night, and I feel terrific.
Does that sound like a guy who has thought about it?
If you had really thought about it and thought that Howard was correct,
Yeah.
wouldn't you come in and say, you know, Howard, you're absolute. Don't say no more. It'll never happen again.
Well,
I'm
I
sorry
don't want
put you in
that.
position.
I don't want to put him into
But
that.
it would certainly convince you that he understood.
I don't know, but it'll happen again.
Of course it will.
They're coming back today.
Pretty nice, huh?
It's beautiful.
A lot of the people appreciate
So
us.
it's not good. You inspired the woman.
Hey, big deal. All
Everything can't be good.
right, want to hear? Now, here's another letter I got. This is as you can see,
A book.
This is a book analyzing everybody on the show.
Ah, you were telling me about this. I've been dying to hear this.
All right. Howard Stern, 4th grade sense of humor.
This is a fan?
He's just analyzing what he thinks. Favorite thing, and I'm his favorite on the show.
Good, okay. Well,
4th grade sense of humor. Favorite things seem to be sexually related stuff. Very horny, likes to put a sexual angle on topics involving any girl or anything. You know, so he goes through the whole list. I'm not going to get to me and you yet. I'll jump to Boy Gary, okay? We'll go to... Okay. Boy Gary Delabate, Baba Booey.
I've been wondering about him.
Gary is Howard's radio show producer. He is really just one of the gang.
Baba Booey.
Gary is Howard's #1 target of abuse day in and day out.
Baba Booey.
Gary's theme music is the Italian music. Gary's #1 feature is his big, big, big teeth.
Baba Booey.
They are really caps over his own teeth. This is Howard's main target. Gary's other targets are, along with the big ugly teeth, is foul breath, smelly mustache, stupidity, and incompetence as Howard's producer. He kisses Howard's ass as much as possible to shield himself. Gary, however, probably knows better than anyone the history and all goings-on associated with the show.
That's true.
If there ever was a book to be written, Gary would be the most valuable of all sources.
I think that's why he's busy.
In fact, Gary was the biggest help on my Crucified by the FCC album.
I'm sure.
He found all the tapes.
This sounds like a great bio for
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah, it is a very good bio. I'm thinking of reprinting this. Baba Booey began a year ago.
Baba Booey.
It just became the all-time favorite catchphrase of the show. It really is just another abuse to Gary. It came about when Gary, who is into art, especially comic book and cartoon cell art, was trying to explain a recent purchase he made of Baba Louie.
Baba Booey.
Baba Louie was Quick Draw McGraw's little sidekick. Or McGraw, as you say.
McGraw
Baba
is
Booey.
right.
He kept saying Baba Booey instead, and it became a big joke. It has as much to do with Gary's weird, muffled voice pronouncing the word as the mispronunciation itself. Howard also makes fun of Gary's speech because he says his teeth are so big they muffle the sounds, which is true, right?
Well, I think they get caught,
Yes.
behind those teeth.
His teeth and gums get caught on his lips.
Well, I mean, the words, as they're coming out of his mouth, they get caught, and they have to make their way under that bridge.
Whenever Gary is imitated, it's with a dumb-sounding Brooklyn accent, though he really doesn't sound like that. Gary does a pretty good job organizing the guests and all other aspects. He is the keeper of the phone book, which contains all the celebrity phone numbers, including numbers of people I have no idea how they could ever have gotten. Out of everyone, Gary is also the most New York hip, as he lives in Manhattan and is out at the clubs a lot, so he provides good scoops.
That's true.
If there is a practical joke to be committed, Gary is the likely target.
Baba Booey. Baba Booey.
One thing to add, Gary manages to take the abuse and teasing better than anyone and almost likes it because it has made him a character. Gary is a good guy inside, and I don't think he could enjoy another job as much. Okay, I'd say pretty accurate.
Interesting. Interesting.
Fred Earth Dog Norris.
Uh-oh.
Fred is my personal favorite character on the show, after, of course, Howard. Interesting. This guy's incredible. You enjoying this?
Yeah. Anybody who wants to analyze Fred has my attention.
Fred is portrayed to be a psychopath by Howard. When you listen to him, though, for the most part, he comes off as quite normal and mildly funny. I am convinced, though, that he is, in fact, a dangerous psychopath.
Yeah, more like Hannibal Lecter
Yeah.
than anyone I've ever met.
Fred has two main functions. One, he is a writer. The writing team is basically a very successful combination of Howard, Fred, and Jackie. But his second duty is the sound effects master. And Fred is a master of it. Fred's sound effects, or cards, but they're called carts, C-A-R-T-S, but it must sound like cards when I say it. Because they're cartridges.
Yes, that's it.
Fred's sound effects, or cards, as you'll hear them referred to, are great. Rather than go for the cheap, slapsticky, obvious effects, Fred's are intelligent, subtle, a little inside, and hilarious.
Sometimes they elude even us.
Yeah. Sometimes they're so inside, they're only inside the Fred. Don't worry, Jackie, we're getting to you. Through these sounds, Fred can manage to be as mean and antagonistic as anyone else who needs to verbalize it.
Thank you. I've always said that.
Fred is like a stealth in this way because he is not really saying anything but manages to add humor and launch voiceless bombs. Fred is rarely teased by Howard, but when he is, he can't really take it, which obviously makes it more fun to continue the abuse. Fred is into health, food, and physical fitness to a point where Howard will refer to him as Yul Gibbons at times. Fred is also the best looking, or at least most normal looking, of the gang. Fred doesn't eat much or talk much, but his mind is probably the busiest. Whatever it's thinking, it's probably dangerous, as Howard warns. Fred programs all the theme sounds for everyone, and I believe it's him that has the power to make things into radio show lore by repeating the recordings at strategic times.
That is very true.
There it is.
I never realized that about you.
Howard and Fred have been friends for the longest of anyone on the show, going back to their days together in Hartford, Connecticut. Fred is often referred to as Dr. Norris, but I believe this to be more in the sense of an evil Gestapo doctor. Fred's fiancée is Princess Norris, who Howard set him up with on a dial-a-date and cajoled into proposing to on the air.
Oh.
Fred and Billy West are without doubt the two best actors and do the best voices. They're the only two guys who do the voices.
Yeah, well, of the two, they are the two best.
Right. Fred is behind the wheel of performing in almost every bit, as well as writing and sometimes performing many of the song parodies. Don't get too carried away with Fred.
Well, he does perform them.
Fred plays the guitar real well and will provide instant music when needed. In my opinion, Fred is an unsung talent of this show.
Aw.
There used to be something called the Earth Dog News, published by listeners, devoted to the study and goings-on of Fred Norris.
It still exists from what we understand.
Want to hear Jackie's?
Yeah. That was great on Fred.
Yeah, I'd say it
Some
nailed
things
it.
I never thought of
But
before.
he nailed Gary, nailed Fred. Okay. Jackie the Joke Man Martling. Jackie actually sweats over this. Jackie is a moderately known local stand-up comic in the Northeast. He has been in the comedy business for a long time and is the oldest member of Howard's gang.
He hasn't lied yet.
Jackie also has the same fourth-grade sense of humor as Howard, which bonds them as they can both appreciate fart jokes and other low mentality,
Too much.
but very funny things. Jackie is the head writer for Howard's show. Jackie is almost like an Ed McMahon, not in the sense of a co-host, but in the fact that he constantly laughs in the background. His laugh happens to be very unique along with his voice. When Jackie is imitated, his voice is portrayed as a real hoarse, whiny voice. Jackie is basically quiet in the early hours because he's asleep in the back. But soon
Blossoms like a rose.
is a constant laugh track in the background.
That's when he wakes up, that's true.
Jackie's name is synonymous with the word plug. He's got more upcoming concerts, appearances, joke liners, and stuff for sale than anyone else, which he is constantly teased about. Jackie's theme music is the goofy morning zoo circus carnival-like music because he is wacky. Also, they always like to add names to Jackie's moniker, satiring his latest plugs. Example, Jackie Penthouse Joke Page Joke Man Martling. Jackie writes a monthly joke column in Penthouse magazine. Jackie, along with John, is always complaining about his salary. Every new year, like clockwork, Jackie is involved in renegotiating his contract and announces he's leaving the show. On the coming days, they all say goodbye with little tribute until the last minute when, as usual, Jackie ends up staying.
He's right.
He loves to complain about getting up early and how doing the show's holding back his career from attaining a more national recognition. Jackie's main area of teasing is his love of partying, drinking booze, doing drugs, and gorging himself with food. Jackie is the show partier. He also has recently gotten married, which is an area that Howard always gets him in trouble with his wife, especially with the Jessica Hahn hot tub incident. Jackie the Joke Man is great. His sense of humor is perfect for the show. You want more?
Sure, you got Stuttering John?
You know what this is ideal for?
Yeah.
This is not written for us. This is written for a person that has never heard the show.
Right.
Yeah.
That maybe just came into town and he says, listen, I want you to listen to the show, but read this first.
Yeah, this might be perfect for
It's
California.
like a table
Exactly.
of contents.
Yeah, when we blast into Los Angeles, somehow we should get this out.
Drop leaflets out of it.
Yeah, out of a plane.
Be like the war.
Yeah.
Weird to turn yourself in.
Want to hear Stuttering John?
Go ahead.
All right. Because he gets it. I'll tell you who's on this. Stuttering John, Billy West, Scott the Engineer, Mark Chernoff, Tom Chisano,
Wow.
Sam Kinison, Gilbert Gottfried, David Brenner, Richard Simmons, Richard Belzer, Jessica Hahn, Pat Cooper, Richard Lewis, Joey and Marky Ramone, Joan Rivers.
That's incredible.
The entire whack pack is broken down into Shelley the Typist, Captain Jenks, Fred the Elephant Boy, and Kevin the Newsletter Guy. Celeste, and then secondary whack pack people. Celeste, Becky the Mental Patient, Quentin the Stutterer.
What about Robin?
Then Meg Griffin, I'm going to get to, I was going to save us last. Meg Griffin, Flo and Eddie, Allison Steele the Nightbird, Mark Coppola, and Jimmy Fink.
Wow. That's amazing.
Like a thesis.
It's a thesis.
20 pages?
How long has this guy been listening?
I'd say about 20 pages. I don't know. He gave his phone number and stuff, but I don't know if I want to really call him. You know.
That'll be another person we have to support.
Yeah, right. Exactly. The guy called in who wrote this thing. Is this Jeff?
Yeah.
You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Howard?
Dude. It's a pretty good letter you wrote us.
You like it?
Why didn't you write us something about yourself?
Well, maybe in the future.
Jeff owns 2 cats.
You know,
Lives with
Jeff's
his wife in the country.
Jeff's quitting his job today because obviously he's bored beyond anything else.
What are you
That's why
doing?
I
You're
wrote
quitting your job?
Yeah, today's my last day.
What do you do?
I obviously have a lot of time to write stuff about people on the radio.
Why? What do you do?
I'm in construction, and it's just so slow, man, and, you know, it's getting boring. I think I'm going to move back to Florida.
Really?
Yeah,
Where you really won't get any work.
exactly. Well, I want to be a writer, so that's the same thing.
Well, what are you going to do? Write about us?
No, I think I'll run out of material. I think I shot my load on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you did a good job on this thing, though.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
sure,
a lot
good.
of it's probably not accurate, but
No,
I
it's
tried my best.
very.
No, it's very
so
accurate.
far.
I had to guess on some things, but, you know, I've been listening for a long time, so I figured I knew the deal.
Yeah, this is good. We'll do something with it someday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Well, I want to be a writer, a comedy writer down there, but I'm not going to bug you for a job because I know you hear it all day.
Yeah, I mean, believe me, we don't have a job for you.
Well, you'd have to talk to Jackie. He's our head writer.
He's the head writer, and besides, Jackie took all the money for any other additional
I'll
writers.
bring him a plate of ribs and a keg of beer. Maybe he'll love it.
You're
There you
in.
Did you order your tape yet?
Yeah, first day.
You describe to people what it is, Crucified by the FCC. What do you understand it to be?
Okay, Crucified by the FCC is probably the most ultimate of all Howard Stern fan memorabilia. It's going to have everything that Howard has been banned to do, and what he stands for is to fight the FCC, and this is what he's basing this about. This is what they banned, and this is some of the best bits, including Jessica Hahn, Miss Sam making her cry, and Judy Tenuta going off, and the crazy
Unbleeped, uncensored.
uncensored, the girl from Viper who had sex with animals, who I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, it's good.
Everything.
Well, everything is good, and it is about everything the government is keeping off the air.
That's right, man.
Crucified by the FCC.
I believe in your cause.
Thank you, my friend. All right, we'll get back to your letter. Goodbye.
Okay.
Well, he didn't sound abnormal.
No, he sounded okay. The only abnormal thought process there is that he's moving to Florida because he can't get enough work here. That's a real big mistake in his logic. You don't move to Florida if you're looking for work.
He heard everybody was retiring there.
Stuttering John Melendez. Stuttering John first came to the show about 3 years ago as an intern, working for free and gaining experience while in college. The trouble is, he never left. John started to distinguish himself from other interns and get the much-coveted airtime when it was discovered that this guy, John, has a terrible speech impediment in the form of a stutter. It should be noted that Howard has a special fondness of speech impediments, along with lesbians. John, though, is a real character, stutterer or not. He took on the job as field reporter, which means he goes out looking for celebrities and asks them the most offensive questions imaginable, written in far-away safety by Howard, Fred, and Jackie.
Those mean guys.
That's the key. Because I got tired of doing it. Then I passed it on to Baba Booey. Baba Booey got embarrassed doing it. And then we finally just passed it on to the interns. Because it's the most embarrassing function of the show.
Well, I remember that last, what was it? It was the Emmys, where you face-to-face stood and asked people these questions, and you couldn't deal with it.
I hated it. I did it, and I got the job done, and it was incredible. It was one of the most incredible shows.
Yeah, but you were devastated by the whole process.
I mean, it was so embarrassing. Not so much asking the celebrities goofy questions. The worst part of it was the other people in the press just hating me and despising me and yelling at me. There's this one guy at ABC has an eye patch. I don't know what he does. I just remember the eye patch.
When he's not being a radio reporter, I think he has a ship.
Yeah, he's a pirate. So, I don't know, this guy turned around and started barking and yelling at me.
There was almost fisticuffs.
Yeah, between me and this guy, because he sat right behind me. He had assigned seats.
Yeah, and he thought you were making a mockery of the whole thing.
Great. Yeah, okay, Gene caught on. Making a mockery of the Grammys or whatever it was.
That happened to be one of the best. But you were devastated. You were totally uncomfortable.
So now, in the safety of my office, I write the questions and then have John go out and do it. John has gotten punched out by Morton Downey, thrown out of the Grammy Awards, and then attacked, shunned, ignored, and offended many others. He has a lot of balls. He is Howard's second favorite target after Gary. John is in a band called Josie Sang.
That ought to make him happy.
He is forever bothering Howard to help promote them. Howard calls him a loser all the time. John, unlike Gary, doesn't take the ribbing well and fights back, getting him into more trouble. John mainly helps Gary with the duties during the show. He also talks to Robin in private all the time about his troubles and worries. He never learns, though, that Robin always breaks the privacy and later broadcasts all the secrets to Howard on the air. John is easy to get mad, and Howard likes to tell him how easily he can be replaced by anyone else that meets the requirements, being stupid and stuttering.
Is that how it comes off?
Well, that's pretty accurate.
I thought you did it a lot more lovingly, though.
The following people are secondary and associated with the show. Billy West. Billy is never really on the air as himself. He is mainly a writer of bits and the #1 guy who acts out characters. Billy is great at doing Ed McMahon, Larry Fine of the Three Stooges, George Bush, David Dinkins, and many others. He does most of the voices in the radio bits. He is really talented and funny, but kept in the background and rarely on the air except as a character. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
That's how we feel about him. And
I don't think we've ever actually talked to Billy on the air.
we have a couple of times.
Really?
When he was auditioning for those cartoons.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But usually in association with something, never just talking to Billy.
I would talk to Billy more if he was sort of here.
Yeah.
He just comes in later in the afternoon.
He's very funny.
But yeah.
He entertains us back in the office after the show every day.
He does a variety of female voices, and who was he doing yesterday?
Now, yesterday he was just doing his whole 12-step meeting thing for us. Remember that?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even remember how that came up.
He's pretty much our court jester when we get off the air. And then his main thing now seems to be that he's going to go to Los Angeles.
Yeah, he's trying to determine whether he should move.
Yeah, that's the big dilemma. All right. Scott the engineer. Scott is part of the main crew, but never really on the air, except when Howard summons him in to yell at him. Scott is portrayed as overweight, lazy, and repulsive. He is a chain smoker who Howard always tells is going to get cancer any day now. Scott puts together all the tapes, the cards for Fred, sound effects, and edits all the bits. He also sets up the mics and levels that Howard is always complaining about. He's called the worst engineer in the world, but takes the abuse pretty well. Okay. Want to hear more?
Sure.
Mark Chernoff, program director. Did you meet Mark's wife?
Yes,
She's here today. Very lovely woman.
absolutely.
Taller than him, too.
How could you not be?
Yeah. She's a teacher.
That's right. He told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And seems like a real nice woman.
I wonder how he hooked up with her.
I just feel bad for her. Just have sex with Mark. I told her that. I said, I feel really bad for you.
I heard a lot of laughing in there when he was introducing her.
Well, Jackie's real weird. I'm saying, oh, you teach school, and I'm talking, and then Jackie always has to compliment women. You know, like that's Jackie's thing.
What did he say?
He thinks he's being charming. He goes,
What do
you know? I said, what do you teach? He goes, math. I go, oh, I wasn't very good in math. 7th grade math. I just wasn't real good at it, Mrs. Chernoff. And
But if I'd had a teacher like you.
no. But then Jackie goes, yeah, and I'll tell you, I remember my 7th grade teacher. And boy, oh boy, she sure did look like you.
Yeah, which is Jackie's cat.
It's like, she looked like Mark. And it was like, Jackie. I mean, she's a very nice-looking woman, but she's not coming in here in a mini skirt.
She
looks like a
nice-looking
teacher.
woman.
Yeah, right, but
He's much more attractive than anybody I
You're
had.
so cuckoo. He just meets her, and it's
I
like,
wasn't lying.
so kooky with women. But they seem to
do
like
fine,
it. They
pal.
seem to like, and I don't even think she understood what you were saying. I think I had to
She knew exactly what I was saying. Look, you can
because he
berate
didn't
me
even
about
say
anything.
he didn't say it that clearly. He didn't even say it that clearly. He was like, yeah, I tell you something. I had 7th grade math. My teacher didn't look like you. And then I knew what he meant. He was meaning it as a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't know. So I go, yeah, I guess your teacher wasn't as good looking. Trying to clarify Jackie's statement.
What's a nice, simple hello, how you doing?
Yeah, I know.
He can't do that.
Let me finish up with this because we get to some news before our mystery guest gets here. But you want to hear Mark Chernoff?
Yeah.
Howard loves to yell at Mark. He has not been at the station from the beginning of Howard's reign, so right off the bat, Mark is not family and is considered an intruder to Howard's show. He means well, but every time he tries to get involved, he gets berated by Howard, even when trying to help. Howard has no respect for him, and Mark hates it, since he's supposed to be Howard's boss. Because of this, he tries to boss Gary around, but doesn't often get away with that either. It's pretty good. Because Mark's always going back and yelling at Gary.
I know.
And then he doesn't get that off either.
Well, usually what he yells at Gary is, don't tell him what I said.
Tom Chiasano, station manager. Tom is the head of the station. Though Howard fights with him, too, he has a lot more respect for him, and they do get along pretty well. Tom is considered a good guy. He doesn't try to be as bossy as Mark, and Howard likes to talk with him over the air from time to time. Tom, unlike Mark, I think understands and likes the humor. This is the only one he's off on.
Yeah, he doesn't have Tom quite right.
They all used to tease Robin that she wants to sleep with Tom. But every woman wants to sleep with Tom.
Yeah, that doesn't make me special.
Want to hear the ratings on guests?
Ratings on guests?
Sam Kinison, Gilbert Gottfried, David Brenner, Richard
Who's
Simmons.
the best one?
Well, let's see. Sam Kinison. Sam, when he's in town, whether sober or not, is a good friend of the show and comes in or calls in a lot. Always arriving with lots of girls, including his 2 girlfriends, Malika and Sabrina. Sam loves Howard and Robin, is a 4-star guest. He's always promising to quit drugs. Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert lives in the city, so he comes in unannounced all the time. He is the hardest guest to control. He doesn't stop talking and throws out an endless barrage of lines. He combines real good with most other guests, especially Sam and David Brenner. He's a 4-star guest. Can't get laid. David Brenner. Want to hear?
Yeah.
Also lives in town, so he comes in a lot. When he's on, everyone likes to imitate his nasal whining voice. Tease about his back doctor who prescribes cocaine to treat his condition. Howard says he gets the hottest girlfriends of all. 4-star guest.
I think he might be off women. I saw him walking down the street alone the other day. Usually you'd see him accompanied whenever he's out. But he's so angry about this latest fiasco.
Yeah, I think he's given up on women.
He's given up women.
Richard Simmons. Not on too often because it takes him a long time to recover from his last visit. Howard teases him about everything. His apparent femininity, his wearing little dolphin shorts which show his package, his deal-a-meal stuff, all the fat people he helps, and that he cries at everything he hears. He always is threatening to walk out of the studio and is always mad at Howard. Some say he is Howard's best guest of all, and they might be right. 4 stars. Richard Belzer. The Belz is on a lot. He overuses the word babe, which everyone imitates on the show. Belzer likes the show, but tries to come off as a nice guy too hard and doesn't endorse all the abuse Howard gives out. Howard likes to be especially insulting to Belzer and make him uncomfortable. Belzer's wife used to be in porn movies, which opens up a lot of stuff for Howard and Belz. And Belz hates that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Belz is going to be on Donahue today.
Yeah, we got to watch that. Want to hear Jessica Hahn?
Yeah.
Since she's coming by later.
Was Belz 4-star?
No.
Oh.
Believe it or not, but Howard is the one responsible for Jessica's celebrity.
A lot of people say that, you know.
Somehow he got her number right when the Jim Baker story broke out. He befriended her and was really nice. Jessica has never forgot him and remains probably her best male friend in the world. Jessica gets a lot of abuse portraying her as a sexual dynamo, but she is really good-natured about it. The running angle with her is how much she and Howard are in love, and if it wasn't for his wife, they would be married. She comes out loyally for all his events. Had a torrid affair with Kinnison, which has turned into an ongoing and funny war. Sums her up. Pat Cooper, want to hear him?
You're not giving me stars anymore.
Well, she didn't get any stars.
Oh, no?
He kind of broke away from that.
Oh.
My
Pat Cooper.
My personal favorite, Pat, is an older comedian, 60-something he hasn't pegged at. He has an opinion on everything, not just an opinion, but a strong opinion. Howard loves to have him on when they're reading the news because he gives his opinions and screams and puts down everything. He has a running feud with almost everybody because of his big mouth. The best ones are with young MC and his entire family, who has disassociated themselves with Pat Cooper forever. He's a 4-star guest and this guy's favorite.
Ah.
He likes Richard Lewis on the show because when Richard is on, he plugs. That's the operative word. Lewis needs constant plugs or else he may lose consciousness. Howard makes him earn them, rewarding him like a dog afterwards.
That's true.
You know, it's like a bone.
Yeah.
Richard is real cool on the show and is like his normal persona. I think what he tried to say is that his persona is genuine.
Ah. I don't think he's guesting on the show anymore.
Richard Lewis? What happened?
I never see him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I guess he's not doing any concerts, that's why.
Maybe.
He hasn't been in town, has he?
Yeah.
Oh, he has? What did he do?
Oh, I was talking to you about this a month or two ago. He was in town to do something and did Regis and Kathy Lee, I think. Didn't show up here.
Joey and Marky Ramone. The two Ramone brothers are excellent on the show. Joey used to be a real waste case, and they spent a lot of time on that subject. There's also a famous tape of Joey talking on Gary's answering machine. When he's out of his mind and messed up and incoherent, they love coming on and they're real funny. Okay. Want to hear Joan Rivers?
Yeah.
Once a mortal enemy, Joan and Howard have a lot in common. She comes on the show and is a great guest, mainly because there is so much for Howard to tease her about. That's it.
We were mortal enemies? I didn't know that.
We were once mortal enemies, in his mind, you know.
Oh.
Not really. The Whack Pack. Then they go through the whole Whack Pack. Maybe I'll save that for another day. And then all the other jocks, Flo and Eddie, Meg Griffin, Allison Steele, Mark Coppola, and Jimmy Fink are analyzed.
Wow.
This is like an opus. Opus?
Yeah.
Yeah, opus.
That's a good word.
Yeah. Remember him from Andy Mayberry? Opus Griffith. So there it is, Robin. And then there's me and you I have to read, too. But I'll save that for later in the show.
I'm just thinking of which way to go here. Lots of things coming up in my mind.
Oh, what do you mean, for the news?
No. It was just like, did you see Billy Mummy or whatever his name is?
Yeah. On Entertainment Tonight?
Entertainment Tonight. What's he doing?
He's writing songs for America and writing comic books. Billy Mummy from Lost in Space. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. We had him on the air once. Remember, on the phone?
Well, yeah, and then did we actually have him on the phone?
Yeah, a long time ago when we were at NBC.
Did he get upset with us?
No, he dug it.
Oh.
But I think he's a born-again Christian, too. They didn't get into that.
Really?
Yeah. You know he's in AA. Ooh, that's right. He's no fun. All right, 7:29. I tell you what, short little break. I'm going to come right back and start Sutter and John's tapes. They will blow your mind.
All right, you have the Elton John tape.
Oh, I do? Okay, I'll play that right after these words.
Stay with it now.
Okay. Let's get into this. Come on, because everyone's been waiting for this. I know I've been waiting for it.
Well, you're
First,
still not going to, what?
yeah, first the Elton John tape.
All right, because this was Elton
It's up there on the
John
bottom.
in response to, he was introduced to say something about Eric Clapton,
Right.
who was inducted as the living legend of rock and roll.
And Elton hauled off on Sam.
Right.
Oh, Sam's going to be out of his mind.
Oh, I'm sure this devastated him.
Because Sam really did do a good job, I thought.
Before I say hello to Eric, I'd like to say that I'm doing this show under protest. I'd like to congratulate Sam Kinison on being the first pig ever to introduce a rock and roll show. But now back to Eric and nicer things. Eric, what can I say? You've been a friend. I can't think of any other musician, that wouldn't want to work with you. You're the best guitarist. And I look forward to playing with you at Nebworth. And just future in the International Rock Awards, please have decent people in.
That's when he started cursing, and they cut him off. And then they took him.
Because you know what I found out? They started taping at 8:30 and ran the show starting at 9:30. So that gave them an hour to cut everything up.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Because they let an Eric Clapton slip through.
Yeah, I know. He said something like,
He said the S word.
yeah. Yeah, I'm getting too...
I got that.
Yeah.
But, and I thought, well, maybe they turned on the delay after that happened, because that was the only one they got through.
I guess it just slipped up. They'd probably say I was a quiet one. But everybody heard it,
Yeah.
You don't miss the S word on these award shows.
You're waiting for him.
See, this is why this award show sucked. They allowed guys, suits and tie guys, to edit. And they go into the editing room. Instead of just bleeping out one word, I would have liked to hear, I'd like to hear what he had to say.
Yeah, they just bleeped out everything after that. But you could see his mouth was still going. And apparently they heard it in the hall, and he said these decent people to host these effing awards.
And then for the rest of the show, they wouldn't put the camera on Sam?
Well, the end of the show was just going back to Eric to have him accept, and then the jam session started. And you didn't see Sam anymore, except that he was on stage during the jam, and then Eric Clapton called him over so that they could mug with each other while they were playing guitars. And they immediately just cut from Eric Clapton at that point and put the camera on somebody nobody even knows and just left it there.
To the end of the show.
Until Sam moved away from Eric, and then they put the camera back on Eric again.
Really?
They did a wide shot.
Now, isn't that interesting? Isn't that an interesting observation that an ABC executive hired Sam to host, or whoever hired him to host these awards? Elton John makes a negative comment, and then they panic.
And say, let's not show Sam anymore.
Yeah, like who's Elton John? I mean, I mean, all right, that's his opinion. Let him state it, and that's it. I'm sure that'd be pretty embarrassing for Sam.
I'm sure.
Do you think, you don't think Jessica badmouthed Sam to Elton because, they're good buddies? And
There you go. That could exactly be true.
That's a possibility.
And also, maybe Elton hadn't heard about Sam's new talking about AIDS policy.
Right. I said, poor Sam, he goes and changes his mind, says, I'm not going to do those jokes anymore.
Yeah.
But if they chose him to be the MC, they obviously like him, and they had time to edit. Why wouldn't they edit out Elton John calling him a pig? I don't understand that.
Because, Robin? Go ahead, Robin. You answer Jackie's
Maybe they
question.
thought Elton had a right to say whatever
Right.
he said.
Just not
They
curse.
just didn't want the cursing at the very end, and they just bleeped out everything after
Yeah, because if
a
they
certain point.
and if they bleeped out the entire speech, then the controversy would have been, hey, the guy wanted to say something, and no one would let him say it.
And maybe he would never have done anything for them again. You
Right.
censored me,
Right.
and that's it, dudes.
Dude. Hey, dude.
Did Sam do anything like obnoxious?
No. He was good. He was a really good
He
host.
never did anything during the show.
He was probably the most entertaining part of the show. I mean, nothing else was really going on. Except for Dee's new image.
I liked it when they made all those rockers say stupid things like, and Elvis's blue shoes will be leaving with.
I like when someone had to come out and say, this award goes to the new rocker in town, and these rockers, these new guys, are making the old guys look like, Pat Boone.
Right, yes.
And I was just saying, oh boy, who would want to say that? And they get to pre-read that stuff, according to Dee.
They had some pretty dippy things to say last night.
And Clapton played the same damn notes. I've had it with him. That song was real dull. And here's God. God comes out and just bores everybody. Play a good song.
God doesn't have to impress anymore.
And Bowie's concerned about being a masculine guy now, and he comes out wearing a lace. But anyway, let's get to John's stuff, okay?
I thought that was a real strange song to do on the show.
Suffragette City?
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That actually was a pretty good high point. If he sticks to that old stuff, he's going to be just fine.
Well, that's all he's doing. It's an oldies tour.
Yeah, smart.
This
Just
is his
the
last
Suffragette
one, he said.
City.
He's not selling tickets, though,
No, I know.
Yeah, it's real funny because we got a call the other day from John Scher's office, and the guy, I don't know how familiar, I don't know if they listen to the show enough, but he said, Bowie's playing Philly, and we could use some help on the show, and I'm going to have David call in. I'm like, oh, yeah,
Great.
okay, yeah.
I would love that.
Right. And I said, have you spoken to David about this yet?
Yeah. I would help him with it. I happen to be a big Bowie fan.
I know that.
Hey, his wife is the one who said he was homo.
Yeah, but somehow you're getting blamed for it.
Yeah, I know. It's like my fault. Can you just picture that phone call, though? Hi, David. Is Mick there? Oh, you bleating, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Well, you do. You start to look for those homosexual tendencies every time you see him now.
Well, the guy admitted to being bisexual his whole career, and also he wore a dress on Saturday Night Live, in clogs.
Right.
A big long dress. At least wear a mini skirt. Big long, like nurse's skirt. I guess when you start doing the skirt thing, you start with a long one. Now, you see, if D really wanted to change his image, you start wearing skirts.
Yeah. He would take notice.
Yeah. Because I was all set for D's new image, and it was just D.
I didn't know about a new image, so I just said, oh, there's D looking like D.
Yeah, and I like D's old image. No, nothing wrong with that.
I don't see a reason to change. It looks good that way.
That's right. That's right, Robin. All right, 7:49, 10 in front of 8 o'clock. And it's time now. John, you did great last night, from what I hear.
Yeah, I haven't started so much, man.
First, we sent John to the Emerson Radio Hall of Fame. This is a bunch of idiot guys who get together and award each other radio awards. It's not televised. It's not even put on the radio. Can you imagine this? The radio award's not on the radio.
They're nowhere.
I'm the only one covering it. This is the only radio that's covering this thing.
These awards are announced nowhere.
These are some of the recipients.
Here's some of the recipients, Robin. Kay Kaiser.
What?
He was a band leader, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I think. But that was like before we were born.
Talk show host Charles Osgood. Charles Osgood has never hosted a talk show. I was up against Charles Osgood. I lost.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Best music DJ, Dick Clark. Can't imagine when the last time he spun a record. Did you guys ask Dick Clark if, when he has sex with his wife, does he ever get it rated by three 16-year-old girls?
I think that was the last one I got.
Before he walked away.
Yeah, like rate a record.
He didn't have a choice because everyone gathered around and was laughing.
You'll hear that people gathered around and were like cheering John on.
Oh no.
It's like a gangbang. It's like The Accused. You cheered him on. You're responsible. Harry Carey got one, the sportscaster. All old guys. Not one young guy. Paul Harvey is a young guy because they show his picture when he was like 20 years younger. Comedy personality.
70.
I like this. Comedy personality.
Who's that?
Bob Hope.
Oh no.
He sent a videotape that was like, it was like made at home on a real crummy camera.
Yeah, right.
He was standing there with his golf club and his hat. The camera was shaking.
Because he was operating his own camera. Blue Ribbon Selection Panel. Here's the guys who selected the winners. Pittman, Mondale, Bruce Morrow. Yeah, I stood a chance. Master of Ceremonies, Alan Combs. God, what's going on with his face?
There's an interview you should listen to.
All right, well, let's get into him.
Oh, yeah, what do you do first?
Who'd you get to first?
Allison Steele's the first one.
Oh, good, all right.
Oh, man.
Well, she worked for us.
Oh, yeah.
This one would work better on video, man.
This is I told you, John spit on
John
Allison.
spit on Allison by accident because he started stuttering so
Spit
bad.
in her eye.
Well, you can see that on the TV show. There's something to look forward to.
It wasn't only on her eye, man. You could see.
Did you get it on camera
could
from the
see all
TV show?
You could see the beads all over her face, man.
Oh,
Pretty
no, he
embarrassing.
sprayed her.
I heard Chernoff was being a real jerk.
He was, out of all the people I asked, Chernoff was the most uncooperative I've ever.
You know what Mark Chernoff, our program director, said to Gary?
What?
Couldn't John wear a suit?
Like the one he wore?
Yeah, and then Gary goes, well, what's the point? I mean, because don't you think it'd be funny? And Gary basically told him, Mark, when did you start writing comedy? You're not a real funny guy. There's
I
nothing.
don't think he was trying to look funny yesterday, but he wound up doing it.
I'll tell you something. You should have put John in Mark's suit.
Oh, no.
And Mark, by the way, is dead to me. Because I'll tell you something. He's not on my team.
Oh, no.
He did nothing to help us. He didn't even want John going.
I wanted to wear a K-Rock shirt. And I was
I'm going to have it out with Mark today.
Yeah, I've been hearing some things that make me wonder.
Yeah. He told Billy West not to work with us anymore.
Yeah, that we didn't need any help.
He told him to work with us, but just to save all his creative ideas for elsewhere.
Yeah, for other shows.
Yeah, just keep your mouth shut in that room.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Pick up ideas and pass them on.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's there for, to spy.
Yeah, if you hear Howard say something funny, convince him that it's not funny, and then give it to Flo and Eddie. Okay. All right.
Allison got a little upset by it.
She did?
She recovered nicely.
Yeah, she recovered.
Allison's cool.
Yeah,
That
she
one
really
question. That one question was the.
All right, let's play it.
Yeah, I don't even know what the questions are.
Allison Seal, this is on WWOR and WXRK in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Allison,
Yes.
what's the wildest thing that ever happened to you sexually while you were on the air?
This is one of Howard's questions. Nothing sexually ever happened to me on the air.
Come on,
I have
a fox like you.
I have told this to Howard a million times. When I'm on the air, I'm working, and I'm taking care of business, and I'm paying. Do you know that in all the years that I was on WNEW, I never got a, what do you call them, a breather, a mash call? I really never did. Honestly, I would be the first to tell you, John.
Okay, let me ask a question. Did you ever date Thomas Emerson before he invented
No, I know
radio?
a lot of girls that
Thomas who?
We purposely said Thomas Emerson, you know. Whoa, that was cool. How mad was she when you said that? Because, you know, we're always kidding Allison about her age, but she's really not that old.
She broke that cardinal rule of finishing a sentence for a stutterer.
Yeah, right. She did. She finished the sentence.
Okay, let me ask a question. Did you ever date Thomas?
Is this where he clams on her?
No, I think it's the next
coming up. You'll
When are we taping the TV show? I want to see that. Soon.
This question. Did you ever date Thomas Emerson before he invented
No, I know
radio?
a lot of girls that did, but I wasn't one of them. I wanted to get a date with him, but he just couldn't see me for dust.
Really? How do you make love to a Negro without getting tired?
That's when you spit on her?
Wait, is that when you clammed on her?
I think so.
Oh, man.
This goes, you understand, this goes on all day.
Wait a second.
I'm telling you, man.
Oh, these are too cool.
I
Wait a
really,
second.
I don't know what happened, man. I could not spit out anything.
Yes, you could. Just not words.
To a Negro without getting tired.
You're like Paul Harvey. How do you make love to a Negro? Without getting tired.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
I don't divulge the secrets of my private life on the air.
Oh, come on, Allison.
Oh, what? Come on.
Have you ever made love to a Negro?
Listen, if I were to tell... Look, when someone asks me about me and Howard, do I tell them? No.
Okay,
Oh, I
all right,
keep it
all right.
secret.
I'll get on something a little bit more tender. Do you still use tampons?
Good. I'm going to give you an award for bad taste. That's something else. Look, I don't discuss politics. I don't discuss religion. I don't discuss my toilet habits. And I don't discuss my sex life. Now, you can have what's left.
All right, then let me ask you, what's older, your hairstyle or your teeth?
Ooh, hey, all right. Who wrote
What
that?
is that?
Who wrote that?
What is that?
Who wrote that? That's not nice.
Was that on the paper?
No. That was not on the paper.
The paper's
I mean,
right.
where is that paper?
Where is that paper?
No, right there. Right
I think I crossed that one out.
He highlighted
you
it.
got it right there.
It's not, man.
That was
I don't
on
like
the
that.
paper?
You call and apologize to that woman. I like her.
Guys, I'm just reading off the paper, man.
She's a legend. How dare you? You know, Shelley typed that in. I'm not kidding. It's not on the paper. Why you? What's older, your hairstyle?
Ooh, was that typed in?
Well, yeah, it is.
Oh, man.
I'm just doing what you guys are telling me.
You know, her and Jess are going to start a club. The Howard is Dead Club.
That was rotten.
Yeah, all right, okay, all right. There was an accident. That should not have been in there. I overlooked it. I take full responsibility.
I thought the Tampa one was a little bit more offensive.
Really? I like that one.
That was okay.
That was funny.
No, but I was really curious to the answer.
Okay, I'll drink to that. Let me think now.
And meanwhile, tell me you wouldn't want to do Allison. Allison looks damn good.
She looks real good.
There you go. Robin, you want friends or you want ratings?
No, I'm sorry. That was wrong.
Oh, that was wrong. That was Stuttering John's fault.
Oh, what do you mean, man? I'm just...
Who even thought you would ask that?
That was a throwaway. They never thought you'd get that far.
You're never supposed to go that far. She was supposed to kick you in the head after the tampon question. She's got a good sense of humor, though.
Yeah, she wasn't really
I know.
too disturbed by that.
I'd say my teeth.
Your teeth.
Yes.
Is K-Rock paying you more than you'd be getting from Social Security?
I'd say $2 or $3, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I mean,
Are you good friends with Chernoff?
I like Mike. He's
Mike. That's the best. That's the best. I like Mike. Mike Chernoff. Yeah, I like Mike Chernoff, too. It's Mark I can't stand.
Yeah, I can see that, Mike.
Mark. He's a terrific guy to work for, and I've always been.
Wait a second.
That's funny. I like Mike.
It's a woman who could care less.
Good friends with Chernoff?
I like Mike. He's Mark. He's a terrific guy.
Mike, see that, Mike?
Mark. He's a terrific guy to work for, and I've always been very fond of him, even before I went to work.
Is there such thing as a casting couch in radio?
I've never been on one. I don't know.
I mean, like, you never have to please anyone sexually?
Listen, I might have been
How long do you go on with her? That's it?
a star if I want to go that route.
Yeah, I don't know. This is your ad-libs, I think, at this point, right?
Oh, there's no one else to get.
I
think
see.
just, you know.
So he's just wasting time.
Wasting time.
Figures he'll just insult the woman even more.
Oh, no.
I mean, I'm really small potatoes. I might have been in the movies or on Broadway or whatever, but I've never gone that route. I don't believe in it. I think you should get where you get standing straight up, not on your back.
Okay, Allison.
All right.
I really appreciate it.
John, it's a real pleasure. And if you come up with any more smarmy questions, let me know.
Okay.
No,
All right,
she's
thank you.
great. I dig her, man. I dig her.
Yeah, she's real nice.
All right, come on. Big round of applause. She handled it well. Even the tampon question. You think she's... Man, never mind. She looks damn good, believe me. Whether or not that's a relevant question doesn't matter. She still looks good. Right, Robin?
She's very attractive.
Very sexy
Very
woman.
classy lady.
You bet. And that's what makes that so incredibly funny.
Thank you.
You got balls, man. You got real balls, my friend.
What's your name, sir?
Dwight Weiss, time for the March Times.
Oh, yeah, are you on radio?
Who's this guy?
Who is this?
Remember the old newsreels, The March of Time?
I'll pass on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, that's going to be funny for the TV show. He took John behind a curtain, put on an FDR mask, and did impersonations. This is Dick Clark coming up now.
All right, let me take a break, because Dick Clark, we wrote a lot of questions. If John got to even 3 of them, we're in shape.
John couldn't spit out one of them.
You couldn't spit them out? You got nervous?
Man.
Did you get nervous?
I got out about 8 or 9, but it was tough.
Did you get nervous around the Dick Master General? Is that what happened?
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't want to get, banned like Dice.
Right.
Have my albums banned when they...
Okay, please. Your albums are banned. You just don't know it. All right, it's 8 o'clock, WXRK New York.
The
fix is in. YSP, Philadelphia, WJFK, Washington. 3/4 of our audience, by the way, doesn't know who FDR is. That's why I passed on that guy. What is it, Gary?
You know who's back from the dead?
Who?
Mark Chernoff.
What's he want?
He wants to talk to you.
About what?
I don't know.
So tell him to come in.
No, he's on the phone.
He's on the phone. He's not here?
No, yeah.
Well, we had a big day yesterday.
Yeah, he was over at the Emerson Awards. Well, I want to get to Dick Clark. I don't know what this guy wants. Is that him?
Yeah.
What's he doing on the Philly line?
No, right here.
That's the Philly line.
He should be on this line.
Mark?
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh, are we on the air?
Of course we're on the air.
I'm in Philadelphia this morning. I can't...
What are you doing there?
I'm,
Don't mess with that show over there.
I'm not.
I'm doing good in Philly. Just stay away.
You're doing great in New York, too. I'm in...
Right. No thanks to you, little buddy.
Why do you say that?
Think about it. You go think about it. Then you call me. And when you know why, you call me.
Am I one of your biggest fans?
Doesn't matter.
I've always been, and I continue to be.
Can't Stuttering John wear a suit? Don't mess with my show, please! You got a whole station that's falling apart. Mess with that! Use your genius on that. Leave everybody alone.
Do you know the whole...
What is your problem with Stuttering John? Kiss his feet. He's going out. Wait till you hear this Dick Clark interview. Kiss his feet.
Do you know the whole...
Hope you get 19 more like him.
Do you know the whole story yesterday?
What's the story?
Well, yesterday, Gary asked our promotion director if John could have a T-shirt. And our promotion director said no, and had Gary ask me. So I said, when he asked me, I said, what does he need it for? So instead of him, because I know John already has T-shirts, so I didn't know why he didn't
God
do one,
forbid.
Yeah, you got to watch every T-shirt in the show.
You got to carry that T-shirt with you.
I just, if Gary, first of all, I'm not even sure why he asked. But
How many people were in on this decision, Mark? On the whether or not Stuttering John should get a T-shirt? So far, I count 2. You and the promotion director.
Mark, you're already making this really bad. I asked because I asked Sharon, and she said she had to find out whether John could wear a K-Rock T-shirt to a function. So Mark started the garbage yesterday about if I knew it was wrong or I wouldn't have asked in the first place.
Well, I was.
She said ask you, so I did.
But you didn't tell me, Gary, that you had asked.
Okay, skip that whole part.
How can there be such controversy over T-shirts?
I don't understand.
Skip that whole
either.
part and get to the point where when you found out what it was for, then what happened?
I said maybe it's not a good idea to wear a K-Rock T-shirt here. There
Why?
are people that I know. I'm going to this luncheon. There are people that I might need to either ask to have as guests on the station or to have some involvement. And as a radio station in its entirety, as the program director, I have to make the decision, is it a good idea to represent the Howard Stern Show and K-Rock?
Of course it is.
Just K-Rock?
Of course it's a good idea to represent the Howard Stern
But
Show.
you
Howard Stern Show is K-Rock, part of it.
Howard, tell me what the advantage is of John wearing a K-Rock T-shirt.
Because we thought it would help him get
Oh,
credibility when we were trying. John doesn't have
Excuse me.
press passes because we
Excuse
never
me,
got
Gary,
any.
Could I finish my question?
Oh, go for it.
All right.
All right.
Tell
Listen,
me-
I don't have time for this.
Well, just tell me what the advantage is of him wearing a K-Rock
you know what?
T-shirt when he's not, when he's going to be asking people questions.
Next
that-
time, just you know what, John? Next time,
I
just
was out
ask
all
me for
night.
the T-shirt.
I-
Excuse me,
I'm sorry.
John. You're handling him all wrong. Ask me for the T-shirt. I'll go back and get you a T-shirt. You put it on. Don't involve Mark with these decisions. He's the program director. He's got more on his mind than worried about T-shirts.
Can I be honest with you, though?
Why do you need a T-shirt?
Cover your
Howard?
back.
Yeah, I need a T-shirt because Howard wants me to wear
But
it.
I didn't once say he shouldn't go. I was
Can I just
happy
say-
that he was going. It was no problem that he
Can I
was
say two
going.
things?
I figured it would be great material for the show.
You have no say in whether he goes or not. That wasn't the point.
Oh,
Can I just say 2 things?
Yeah.
There's only 2 reasons I wanted the T-shirt. One being because I was out all night.
All right.
Wait. But the other one is because I thought it would look cool having K-Rock on the TV.
Don't think like that. Don't think about the K-Rock. K-Rock and the TV show are 2
Mark.
separate
I
things.
thought it looked cool having for the TV show. Me with
You know
K-Rock.
what? Next time, come to me. Don't bother Mark with
That's
this.
the only
You know, I
reason.
have to side with Mark on this. These 2 morons are busy fighting with Mark on this.
well, they didn't even tell me they were doing it for the TV show. Maybe that would have changed my mind.
All right. Listen, Mike. I mean, Mark. Tell Alison Steele to get your name straight. I'll take this up with you off the air. All right. Goodbye. Mark Chernoff. He's right, you know. He happens to be right. Don't you 2 go off with Mark. You 2 are dangerous.
I didn't go.
Gary and you are of equal intelligence. And together you don't
a
even...
real heated argument about a shirt.
Yeah, I don't need this aggravation.
Don't you tell me and I'll do
And then I get pinned at the radio station as a bad guy.
Yeah.
Wait, the argument wasn't about the shirt.
Hi, Mark.
Are you still there?
All right, Mark, I'm with you on this one.
Thank
I
you.
am with him. I really am. I'm hearing both sides of it. I got to say, you 2 guys are going off half-cocked.
I just wanted a shirt, man, because I
John wanted a shirt because he slept
So
in
come to me. I would have gotten you a shirt.
I smelled.
You always smell.
No, I don't always smell.
Why should today
I
be
have a problem with
different?
a guy who never brings his, he doesn't ever change of clothes.
It's just that I felt that Mark has become ashamed of the show. That was my argument.
Well, you happen to be right, and that's what I will take up with Mark off the air in all
That is
seriousness.
if
Because
I
it's
felt
okay
like
to
that-
use me for my ratings, but if to have a T-shirt to use, to get interviews is not
And
okay.
you should
If I felt
promote
like-
the rest of the show, even though you are
Yeah.
an embarrassment.
If I
Right.
felt like that, why would I
The
come
kid
to
works for
Ellie's
free.
right
Give him a
now?
stupid T-shirt, and that's it. Let him just go off with his T-shirt. Don't worry so much. And you shouldn't be arguing. You 2 shouldn't be arguing with Mark.
I didn't argue with Mark.
Mark's got important things to do, like figure out where to buy a new suit. All right, Mark. Go ahead.
How long have you had that suit, Mark?
Yeah, what is that suit you were wearing?
Graduation.
You didn't like it, I guess.
Ooh, man. What is it made out of? Do you know?
Cotton.
No, it's
way.
not.
No way.
No way. You bring it in. I'll take a look at it.
That suit stands by itself.
It's a fire hazard.
It's made out of paper.
So you don't like my clothes.
Yeah, but buy a suit that becomes a man in your position.
Just get rid of the clip-on tie, Mark.
Yeah, the tie, too.
Listen to a man who didn't even have a shirt.
You know it's not a clip-on tie. You even helped try to straighten it out.
It's not a clip-on tie, but he looked like my Jerry Mahoney doll.
It's a fat tie, that's what it was.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it was.
When did they go out of style?
Well, I guess I don't dress in style then. I'll take you up on your offer and you can take me shopping.
All right.
And he had that weird colored shirt on.
Oh.
It was
What was wrong with the shirt?
He looked like a computer engineer.
Pale yellow shirt.
Yes.
All he didn't have was a pocket protector.
Yeah, he needed the pocket protector and the little thing that said Sears on it and his name, Mike.
But the funniest part of all, standing in the hall, he was so proud. He thought he looked like $1 million.
Yeah.
We're all giggling, you know.
I know. You need a dark blue suit.
Here's the name of the suit. It says John White's by Palm Beach.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but that's the name of it.
Okay. All right. Goodbye. Goodbye, Mark.
Goodbye,
All
Howard.
right. Goodbye. There he is. And by the way,
Yes.
see if you can squeeze Billy into my schedule.
He's
All right. Goodbye.
Wait a minute.
All right. I'll see you later, Mark.
Don't you think Billy is very valuable to the entire
Yes,
radio?
he absolutely. All right. I got to go.
No,
I'll talk to you later.
Stay on the air.
No,
Let me
I got to
stay
go.
on the air.
Please, I got to go.
I think Billy.
Billy.
Billy. Oh, yeah. Billy's got to go. Now, I happen to agree with Mark, and I'm out of line. You guys just got to calm down. Let me handle some things. I always tell Gary just to handle things, but I realize I got to be
And
handling
whenever
it.
you do that, what happens?
And I like Gary's energy. I like him yelling at Mark and stuff. That's good.
No, I wasn't yelling at Mark. We were having a disagreement.
Let me play the Dick Clark interview.
He's my boss, and I would never yell at him.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. Here's the Dick Clark interview. I tell you something. I got to have less people around me because the more people I have around me, the worse I look.
Oh, come on.
You two guys arguing with Mark over a T-shirt. It's not that important.
Gary is definitely Mr. PR.
I'm defending you, man.
Don't ever yell at Mark unless there's a camera running either. I know you're defending me, but you're defending me on something that doesn't even require defending me on.
Right, but
if John needs a T-shirt because he smells, come to me. I'll give you 20. Let him go downstairs and pick out a T-shirt.
It was a larger issue, but I understand what you're saying. I shouldn't
Okay.
have done that.
Right. All right. Gary knows when he's wrong,
It was, you know what it was?
which is 99% of the time.
Yeah.
No,
So
you know
he-
what it
Just
was?
start off with that
It
premise.
was just another thing like the time I did the Paul McCartney interview and they handed me the thing, you were not from K-Rock. You were
Yeah, I know.
At which point, well, we'll talk about that later, too. Mark
Mark should be proud of our interviews, is what you're saying, and I agree with you. Okay, now,
He
let's
should
get...
just
And here's one he should
figure out how he should handle it and go handle it, because
I
we
hear-
are here at the station.
Here's the Dick Clark interview, which I think everyone should be very proud of.
Okay.
All right? This is a $5 T-shirt we're arguing about.
Hi, Dick. How are you?
Hi,
I'm John.
Hello, John. How are you?
How's it going?
What are we doing here?
This is for WWOR and the WXRK.
Dick Clark. Okay. Yeah. Having that camera gets you into a lot of places.
He was giving John a funny look because, he's Dick Clark and John's got long hair
Yeah,
and a
right.
T-shirt. Not a K-Rock one, but he was wearing a T-shirt.
I got douche chills already.
But he was like, okay.
Okay. Dick Clark's a good guy. To a point.
He's a trooper.
He was a real good guy.
I don't know, when I hear about his history as a young man hanging around with Ed McMahon and they both hung out in the same apartment building and stuff and were pals, I don't know. Makes you wonder, Makes you wonder how good a guy he was.
I'm doing well.
How embarrassed were you when Ed McMahon slobbered a proposal on national television?
Did you hear the question?
Yes.
How embarrassed were you when Ed McMahon slobbered a question?
A proposal
At least you started
on
off
national
gentle.
television.
New York.
I'm doing well.
How embarrassed were you when Ed McMahon slobbered a proposal on national television?
When he slobbered a proposal?
Yeah, on national television.
I don't even know what that means.
On the TV commercial. Remember what I'm talking about?
John doesn't know what he's talking about on the TV commercial.
The TV commercial.
No, on the Thanksgiving, it was the Thanksgiving Day parade.
I didn't know that. You guys got to preamble me before these questions.
I thought that
You know.
I thought you listened to the show every day. You're the one logging it.
I am, but
You don't hear us ever
I
talking?
knew I didn't put two and two together. I was nervous.
Robin, will I ever
doesn't
work
learn
again?
Anything from the show?
No.
He just vlogs
I
out.
log, I don't think.
What is he supposed to be taking this in
If
too?
he knew what any of this stuff meant, he wouldn't have the nerve to ask.
That's true.
No, that's not true either. Because I asked him the other question. I knew what that meant.
A man who speaks well for a living versus a man who spits well for a living.
Were you ever
There's the first question.
Were you ever naked behind the podium on a bandstand?
Shock reading.
What are you purporting to represent here?
Well, I started, that's why I'm having a problem getting at the questions.
Am I on bloopers?
All right, let me ask you. Did you kill Dice Clay's television series?
No.
Because there is rumors about that.
Of course not.
How do you react to the rumors?
I don't even answer them because they're without foundations.
Will you see Ford failing?
Do I see him failing?
No. Will you see...
You think his words are the worst that they are?
Oh, this is great. This is just so cool. Oh, this is so cool. Hey, can we take a break and then finish this?
Well, sure we can.
Yeah. All right, let me take a break. And how many more? There's a lot of questions, right?
I got mine.
Oh, good. Okay, all right. We'll be back right after. Don't move from your radio.
92.3 K-Rock is WXRK New York, the home of guaranteed 20-song music marathons.
I was in here yelling at Stuttering John and Gary.
Gary wasn't there.
But I was yelling at him.
I thought that was pretty funny.
I had to give a seminar on how to behave around Mark. Because Mark is their boss. Mark is my boss, too.
I didn't argue with Mark.
We don't run Mark's life.
I never argued with him.
I never did either till yesterday. It was just about the show. I love the show, and I think it should be, we should be treated with a little respect. I know it's a goofy show to some people, but
it's bad enough everybody else treats us so goofy.
Right.
It'd be nice if the guy we work for would treat us kind of...
Yes, but we have to be a little diplomatic with Mark, too.
Exactly.
Nobody has to go off half
wait till you play his...
I don't dislike Mark.
You guys can't act like me.
No. I was just defending the show. I don't dislike
1-800... Ready? Let's get back to the interview. Emerson Radio Awards. An awards that I've never been given an Emerson Radio Award, so it can't obviously be a radio award.
Well, you have been nominated. Don't you feel honored just to have been nominated?
My cousin Brucey.
Foundation.
Will you see Ford failing?
Do I see him failing?
No. Will you see his...
Ford Fairlane is the name of Dice's new movie.
Well, obviously he doesn't know about that, does he?
Will we see Ford Fairlane? Probably.
What?
Probably.
The first time that you had sex with your wife, did 3 teenagers kind of rate it?
What is this? Who are you? What is the joke? Howard Stern. Oh.
Do you like Howard?
Oh, Howard.
That's it.
Go home, Howard.
Now, who said Howard Stern show?
Eddie Cantor's grandson. That's the guy laughing at him.
Eddie Cantor's grandson.
Mammy. Oh, that's Jolson. Excuse me. Hey, wait a second. You see, if that guy didn't ruin it, he never would have known where you were from, and that would have...
Well, then there was a woman, the woman, did you hear the woman earlier? She said Shock Radio.
Oh, Shock Radio.
She was from...
Shock Radio.
There were other reporters hanging around. I think she was from ABC or something.
Yeah, they're all hanging around because they're waiting to hear somebody ask a question they can actually, be entertained by.
Oh, they're very entertained by us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
They're all disgusted, but notice they all get the pens and pads out because they don't have the balls to ask any good questions. I think that's perfectly legitimate. Maybe he did have 3 teenagers rating him.
How'd you come up with that idea?
Right. How'd you come up with Radar Record?
Because I saw a reporter, a TV reporter from NBC, and I wish I could remember his name, but I saw him sandbagging us to, I think it was Dick Clark or Paul Harvey. But
tipping him off, huh?
No, he just goes, "Oh, did those Stern guys get you yet, man?"
Yeah. Like it's so horrible. These are such horrible questions. They're so horrible.
Oh, Howard. Go home, Howard.
You know, he has a new TV show coming out in July.
I wish you a lot of good luck. There's a soundbite. He'll put that out.
Can I just ask you another question?
Sure.
Okay, thanks a lot. Did MTV... I'm really stuttering bad here.
Is Clark laughing at you?
Oh, my...
Is he laughing at you stuttering?
No, he's trying...
His face crumbling.
Yeah, right.
He's trying to hold it in.
Imagine John on like $10,000 pyramid. And the person goes, blue eyes. And John's like...
It would turn into the $1 pyramid if John was...
I'm surprised he didn't book you for that show. Because, Dick Clark's got that image. He wouldn't laugh at a stutterer, It would have been funny if Dick just turned around and smacked him in the head every time, give him a jump start, Okay, I have a question for you.
MTV rip off your dance show?
Oh, people have ripped that dance show off since the beginning of time. Why should they be any different?
I agree. Does a Shadow Stevens sound effeminate to you?
I don't believe these. Did Howard ask you to ask me these questions? Was he such a coward that he wouldn't show up and ask them himself in person? Howard, the next time you want to do this to me, show up.
Thanks a lot, Dick. Appreciate it.
I had no idea what you were asking.
That was pretty cool.
You gotta see it on.
You want to know what other questions we had for him?
Yeah.
That John didn't get to? See, I would have kept shotgunning these questions at him.
I would.
He's shotgunning Howard, isn't he?
That's true. Who am I talking
I
to?
was trying to get him back, Howard. I a few times.
Now, John finished, and then he went back to him again a little bit later.
Yeah.
And then when John went to go talk to Paul Harvey, Dick Clark was standing right next to him, and Dick started, like, walking backwards. John seems to think that Dick really dug him and wanted more. But, I mean, he didn't hate you, but he definitely wasn't.
Yeah, but once I seen him again, I go, Dick, can I ask you a few more questions? He goes, yeah, in a minute.
No, he was blowing him off. John didn't realize he was getting the blow-off.
Here's the other questions, all right? Because he only got to a third of them. Is Casey Kasem's wife a man? Is Casey Kasem a woman? Did you ever see Cousin Brucey take payola? How do you respond to the charges that you are evil? How do you respond to the charges that you are an alien? Did you ever consider making love to the teenage girls on Bandstand? Were you secretly laughing at Neil Sedaka like we were? Did you ever see Chuck Berry naked with white women in a high society magazine? Do you think Dick is an appropriate name for you?
Maybe I should have just went straight down to one of them, you know, right?
Now, you did good. Believe me, you had more balls than anybody would have. Right, Robin?
Yeah, well, I just noticed that you guys have forgotten about the warm-up questions.
Yeah,
You just go right for blood.
There's no more preambling.
Yeah, you don't even give them the idea that this is a regular interview anymore.
Oh, you gotta just get in there, Robin. you know, when you think about it, it never helped us in the past to ask some nice questions
I mean,
first.
the people would be standing there, be right in there, and then they say, oh, it's a normal interview. They get comfortable, and then you blow them away.
Because if you remember the Carl Yastrzemski interview, we did ask him one nice question first, and then as soon as you start in with the bad one.
Carl Yastrzemski, he was a bad example.
Yeah.
The classic example of this was Candace Bergen's mother. John's opening question to her was maybe the most brutal question ever.
What, did your husband ever put his hand up your back and try to work you like a puppet? Woman's 80 years old. Hey, Robin, a pitcher doesn't throw his first pitch underhanded. He just goes in and he goes out and gives it his best shot.
Yeah, but the batter gets to wind up.
I see. There's a couple of warm-ups.
Yeah, he gets to stand there and get ready.
I see. Hey, so what's another good one? And then we got to...
why don't we go straight to Walter Mondale? That's really the best one.
Where is that?
For president.
Or Chernoff.
Man ran for president.
Howard Chernoff's a real good one, too.
Chernoff's good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, how about if I do Walter Mondale and Chernoff?
Uh-huh.
We do a little news, because Rain Pryor's coming by, too, Richard Pryor's daughter.
And Chernoff is short. It's only, I asked 2 questions, and then
Don't talk about his height.
He was the only...
Don't keep saying Chernoff is short.
He was the only one who actually left from me. He walked away. Cause
he can't be involved.
Well, he was busy, talking to all the people, and I just...
Well, here he is.
Who's this, Mondale?
No, Chernoff.
Okay.
This is Mark Chernoff, our program director, as he networks. Notice the suit. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Oh, boy. Hi, John.
How are you? This is
fine, John.
This is for WXRK and the Howard Stern Summer Show. So tell me, Stumpy, are you hostile because you're a dwarf?
That's Allison Steele laughing.
Allison Steele's cracking up?
That's the funniest part of that tape.
So tell me, Stumpy, are you hostile because you're a dwarf? When a woman laughs at you, it's the worst.
That's sad.
I got to hear that again. What happened? What was he doing?
one more off. He's just like...
Well...
I mean, that silence is deadly.
I'll tell you what it was all about. Mark, I think, got real embarrassed because he was kind of holding court. He had, he had Allison, he had Portatow there.
All his people.
He had some other radio people there, and then John just barges in.
Hey, Stumpy.
Suddenly he goes from being, program director of a major New York station to Stumpy.
Okay. Well, every question we wrote from Mark, I call him like Napoleon.
Well, wait.
All right.
So tell me, Stumpy, are you hostile because you're a dwarf?
Hysterical.
Come on.
Is that the best you can do, John? Did you make these up yourself?
Okay, mole man. Gary asked you for a T-shirt from me to promote the station. You suddenly get as stupid as you are short.
Oh, my God. You wrote that question?
I might have.
Oh.
Might have been Fred. Might have been Jackie.
That was it.
That was it, huh?
He walked away.
Oh, we had some good questions for him. Mark's an okay guy.
He's a nice guy.
I thought he was dead to you.
He is.
He's a good ball player.
Why don't I just call Tom now and tell him I have to meet with him? You know Tom's going to have to meet with me.
2 minutes, Howard. I have to see you
2 minutes. And you know what he had to see me about yesterday?
What?
To tell me not to let the bachelor party get too out of control.
Oh.
I go, Tom, who goes to a bachelor party where it doesn't get out of control? Get off my back.
If you want, this is the Paul Harvey one. It's pretty short. It's only 3 questions.
That's all Paul could take?
All right, I tell you what. Let me take a break for spots. Listen to Paul Harvey, Walter Mondale start the news, and Rain Pryor might come in.
Okay.
Let's see if she's here.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
And then we got to call Sam and find out what happened with Elton John.
Yeah, I want to know how he
Yeah.
felt about that.
We'll be back
strange.
right after this. Yeah, who's this on the tape next?
Okay, this is Paul Harvey.
Okay.
And just the thing you have to understand is like he's been in broadcasting 40 years or something.
Yeah, the highest paid broadcaster in the industry.
And
This
he's
is
one-
our man.
He's one of those guys that I mean he's a nice enough guy, but he's one of those guys that's got that smile, like
Real conservative.
glued to his face, and he really this is not the kind of broadcasting he either doesn't
Approves of, right.
I don't even think he knows about it.
He's been in a cocoon.
Hi. Can I ask Paul a few questions? I am ready. I know.
No, Dick Clark was standing there.
Oh, okay. This is for the Victor K in New York, and the Howard Stern Summer Special, and this summer. Listen, how did you develop?
It's gone from the Howard Stern Summer Show, the Howard Stern Special,
This
to...
is just for the summer.
Yeah, for this summer. All right. He's nervous. You'd be nervous, too.
Your delivery.
Oh, you missed it.
No.
That question suggests a lot more introspection than I ever really allowed.
Your...
Oh, you're doing your Paul Harvey impression. Okay.
Yeah, I know what.
Sure, fire away.
Oh, okay. This is for the Victor K in New York, and the Howard Stern Summer Special, and this summer. Listen, how did you develop your delivery?
Well, that question suggests a lot more introspection than I ever really allow myself. That's something that just kind of evolves over the years. It's not done with any real preconception or enforced discipline.
Okay, thanks. Do you get paid by the hour?
Let me just... The man is 70 years old.
Yeah, right.
Oh, come on.
Do you get paid by the
This you got.
hour?
Right. But see now this he found humorous.
Okay.
This joke he got.
All right.
It's the next joke he doesn't get.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay, can being Paul Harvey get you a lot of girls?
Just one, but that one's lasted. That one's lasted so many years.
A working marriage?
Satisfying.
Congratulations. That's good to hear. It's good to hear.
Yeah, John's been
Thanks a lot,
divorced.
Paul.
Thank you.
A final question. Do you want to wish Howard Stern on his summer special this summer?
I'm sorry, I'm not acquainted with the program, so please forgive me.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
it's quite all right.
You didn't ask him the right way. Do you want to say something special to Howard
Howard, man, I was kind of like frazzled at this point.
Stern? Okay. Where's Mondale?
Right.
That was good. That was real good. Do you get paid by the hour?
That was the kind of thing you really couldn't stutter on your time, and you had to be there.
Yeah, you had
John
it.
came through.
John did come through. my demented son over there. Like we're nodding at each other with approval. Yes, son. Yes, my Jedi.
The other day when Jackie and Fred sat down to write some questions, they were saying, now, should we write some soft ones? Should we go easy? What are we doing here? And I said, look, John always wants those really tough ones now.
And John yells at us. John will say to us, you didn't give me any hard ones.
These aren't strong enough.
These were strong enough.
Oh, these were great.
Well,
But, you know, they had to be told, don't you give him any soft questions.
Don't puss out.
My compliments to the writers.
Hats off to you, my friend. I feel like the Jedi Master. I'm Yoda.
Man.
I send him out on his mission.
He's not digging this at all.
John and I are giving each other these glances. My
Fred
Jedi.
is still not over the time John yelled at him in California. So when I bring up that story, he starts giving John looks.
Yeah, Fred was real upset when John started yelling at the writers. Why don't you guys go for it? Fred was like, oh my God, you know, I put in so much time on this show. Now look, yeah, guy telling me my material's not wacky enough.
4 years in college, 10 years in radio, and I'm taking it from him.
And Fred was the sensitive one, thinking, hey, he doesn't want John to get killed.
Right.
Last time he'll think about you.
Come on, Fred. We made up.
And then
I think we did.
sometimes when John goes out on his mission and I look at him afterwards and he does well, it's like, remember in Revenge of the Nerds 2, Booger meets the Chinese guy? Yeah. The Chinese Booger Master? I feel like the Booger Master. Yes, now you've learned. Now you're ready to go out. Vice President Walter Mondale, Robin. Maybe John's greatest accomplishment.
Who David Dinkins calls Mr. President.
Really?
Yeah.
He calls him Mr.
did?
President.
Yeah, it wasn't a mistake.
Nice.
He's got an explanation.
Oh, boy.
You're almost ready for your toughest assignment that I'll ever give you.
Which is?
The Norrises at home.
That's like sending a person into combat.
Fred's family.
That's going right on the front line.
You might be ready, my son.
Not in a million years.
Maybe he's not.
They'll shoot him. He sets foot on the property.
Hi, Mr. Mondale. How you doing? How are you doing? Nice to I voted for you. Good. No one can make that statement. I am a Democrat, and I seriously. Oh, I'm sorry. This is for WXRK in New York. That's a radio station, and for the Howard Stern Summer Special for Channel 9. Okay. I voted for you. Let me just say it again. Keep that going. And too bad the Republicans keep on winning, but we got to beat them, right? Right. All right. Listen. How did you get the name? How'd you get the nickname Fritz? My middle name is Frederick. So how does that? Fritz is a derivative, I guess. Kids call me Fritz. Okay. Are you up for an award or a free meal? I am on the board of Emerson Radio, which is sponsoring today's event, so I'm here. Let me ask you a question. Were you afraid that Ferraro would get cramps in office? What's your next question?
Run that back again.
You got that on film?
Oh, yeah.
No, I got to see that. Hey, I was concerned about that. Meanwhile, he's saying to himself, you know, I should have thought of that. Damn Ferraro cost me the election, probably. That Ferraro. What a prize.
She didn't even get to have cramps with her husband.
Her and that dumb husband. Or whatever. Was he ever cleared?
No, he had to spend... What did he do? He did something to some lady's will. He borrowed some money. He was the executor or something.
Oh, big deal.
Had to pay a few fines, I think.
Just a woman's will.
Sponsoring today's event, so I'm here. Let me ask you a question. Were you afraid that Ferraro would get cramps in office? What's your next question?
You know, I got to tell you something. That sounded like a snake was loose in the room.
I know. I want to see that. I want to see. You know how sometimes his head starts to go.
Was your head rocking back and forth? Yeah.
We got it.
And what was Mondale doing while you were?
He was just like, what's going on?
Nobody has the nerve to walk away from a TV camera and a stutterer.
I know.
You can't walk away from a stutterer.
Because we'll slap them with an injunction from the National Stuttering Institute before they know it. You don't walk away from me.
And see, nobody has your sense of humor. Nobody gets the idea that it's a joke.
Yeah, of course.
I don't get it.
If they start getting it, we're in trouble.
I'm sorry. Did Billy Carter ever bomb in the White House?
Yeah, the vice president was thrilled to meet you.
That was the best one he's ever done.
I can't put anything on, man.
It sounded like almost...
I was too nervous.
That was a machine gun.
Understandably so. This is like the verbal equivalent of peeing in your pants.
Oh, man.
I don't know what came over me, man.
Never did anything like that.
You know, you know how like women.
All right, let me hear the whole question. The Billy Carter one is pretty good.
And this is where, let me just tell you what's going on in my head. This is where I'm trying to put a replacement word in for, instead of saying vomit, I was trying to say puke now because I couldn't spit out vomit.
Yeah, but you got to go. You got to keep going for vomit. You got to read them exactly because we write them for your stutter.
I did, that's what I did.
All right. You know, we want you to stutter. You know, no offense. But we write it for your stutter in mind.
Listen, you know.
Right. You know, there's a lot more going on here, Robin, than meets the eye. This is specifically written.
Go for it.
All right. His head must have been rattling like a maraca.
I think we're hearing what's inside.
Yeah. I'm hearing things clinking around in there. Give me a break. All right. Cool. Oh. All right. Here we go.
What's your next question? Okay, I'm sorry. Did Billy Carter ever vomit in the White House? I'm sorry. No, that's all right. I'm not talking about that. No, Billy, Billy went through he's dead now, and Billy was an alcoholic. And like alcoholics, they do damn cool things. And it was a tragedy. It wasn't funny. And thank God before he died, he got over it and lived an honorable life.
Right.
Good family man. So it's a sad thing, isn't it? But you know what I mean? Yeah, no, I hear you. Let me just say one final thing. Could you,
I hear you. Barely.
That's what the vice president needs to be.
Yeah. I hear you.
If you would have told the vice president, dude, I would have cried.
I like when he goes, I stutter, I'm sorry. He goes, well, that's not what I'm talking about here. Nobody's talking about anything. Hey, cancel the bachelor party for tomorrow. We're playing the tapes again. Because we got a whole boatload of tapes from the Rock and Roll Awards, too, don't we? Some stuff.
Not really. Some stuff.
Okay, we're all right. This is unbelievable.
That was the best stutter he has ever had, Howard.
One more time, really?
Yeah.
Really?
It was the best.
Don't give that away, though. You make people pay for it.
After that one, I'll never stutter again.
You couldn't top that.
an honorable life, good family. And it was a tragedy.
You actually had an answer.
No, that's all right. I'm not talking about that.
That's pretty funny.
Right. Did Billy Carter ever vomit in the White House?
What the hell? What the hell does that look like on camera? Yeah?
His chin touches his...
Oh, man.
I think you've made it impossible for Leslie West to imitate you.
Right. What's in the news, Robin?
Well, Howard, George Steinbrenner struck again yesterday, as they say. We now have the 18th Yankee manager since he bought the team in 1973. Yesterday, he let Bucky Dent go because the Yankees have the worst record in baseball. So the Buckmeister General was caught by some reporters, and here's what he had to say about his firing.
I have nothing to be ashamed of. I'm not going to put my head down. You know, I feel like I've done the best job that I can managing this ball club. And
yeah, but it was a bad job. You do have something to be ashamed of.
These guys have played hard for me. It's just that we've been unlucky at times, and we've been a little short.
Yeah, that's like it's like Imus has been unlucky. It's called no talent. We've been unlucky. I like people who blame stuff on luck, like luck actually exists.
Well, yeah.
You know, we've been unlucky.
Well, according to the sportscasters yesterday, he has no team, really, to field.
Right.
They say, you know, they bought this guy. I mean, what is George Steinbrenner doing? He bought a guy up from the minors. This is not even a guy anybody's ever heard of.
Yeah.
To manage this team.
Well, and that's the point. When you have a bad team, a manager should rise to the occasion, inspire the team, and see what he can do with them. I admit, you know, if you don't have a lot to work with, it's kind of tough. But that's when you're a good manager. When you got a great team, you know, anybody can manage it. And you got that much talent. So Bucky Dent, you know, hey, You got a bad team. Do something with it. Inspire these guys. Kick a little ass.
Somebody's got to be in last place, though, Howard. You got to think about that, too.
Yeah, well.
George Steinbrenner is saying the team is not as bad as its record shows. So that's why he decided it was time for Bucky to go, even though he said that Bucky was going to stay the entire season no matter what. He couldn't hold true to that promise, and Bucky is gone. This new guy came up from the minor leagues, never even played in the majors.
Maybe because the Yankees are a good minor league team, so they got a guy who manages minor league teams. Fairly decent idea. I buy into it.
You're buying it.
Yeah, if you're going to have minor league players, why not have a minor league manager? Hey, and the deal is this.
Stump Merrill, remember that name?
Stump Merrill. Isn't that Mark Chernoff's name?
He's Stumpy. This is just Stump.
That was an answer on Jeopardy last night, Stump Merrill.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was. It was, when David Letterman's in bed with his girlfriend, and she unscrews her wooden leg. No, okay, trying too hard. Anyway, listen. What I thought was interesting, too, was the way local news handled this. The story was, hey, Bucky Dent has been fired. So what do? They go out on the street and they ask guys opinions.
Oh, yeah.
They always do that piece where they ask the local fans what they think.
And the big thing is to run over to Mickey Mantle's.
Right.
Whenever you want to ask a baseball question.
Or to ask a cab driver. Like, who would ever in their right mind ask a cab driver anything? Except, please, take me where I'm going and don't kill me. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they go over and they start asking cab drivers. So I'm watching local news for 10 minutes, listening to the cab drivers' opinions on the Yankees.
Well, I was watching Channel 4. I'm sure they gave this story a good 10 minutes. I said, isn't anything else happening in the world?
And then what was kind of funny was they always have, like, one woman in the piece.
Oh, yes.
You know, they always ask a woman's opinion.
A waitress.
Or a bartender, right, at Mickey Mantle's.
Yes.
Like the people who drink at Mickey Mantle's would know more about baseball because they're drinking at Mickey Mantle's. You know, what is that? And it's the same piece every time. Let's go over to Mickey Mantle's quick. We got to get there before Channel 7. Channel 2 just got there. I tell you what, you keep them busy, I'll run into Mickey Mantle's.
You know what they could have done? They could have taken the same tape they used for Davy Johnson when they did the Man on the Street then, and just put in, you know,
absolutely,
the other names. Bucky Dent.
Bucky Dent. What else is in the news?
Oh,
we unlike the network news and local news, will not spend 10 minutes
No, we're not going to devote our entire newscast to the firing of Bucky Dent.
Here we go. Now, all right, listen, I had a upsetting weekend last weekend. I got a call from Wayne Siegel, my friend. And I really like Wayne a lot. Wayne Siegel is the guy who runs Legend Porsche.
Audi Saab, Sterling Peugeot.
Yeah, I don't even know what... He keeps changing the names of his car dealerships every week, okay? He acquired Jeep Eagle. All right, just tell me what you think of this conversation, okay? So I'm sitting at home, and I was kind of depressed last weekend, all right?
It wasn't the best weekend.
It wasn't the best weekend of my life, all right?
A very difficult meeting.
Had a difficult meeting over Channel 9 last week. My brother-in-law, my sister-in-law were in from Georgia, and, you know, when you're feeling like you want to be alone, I built my house pretty big, but... It's kind of hard to escape them. Yeah, I couldn't escape them, Rob. Okay?
There was no place to hide.
I wanted to build another house just to hide in. You know?
That's why your wife had you tear down that other house. She knew what you'd do.
Yeah, right. She knew I'd go to it. So I'm just, like, hanging around. And we had a rough one at Channel 9. You know. Jackie was being negative, and Robin was positive. Where that came from, I don't know.
Yeah, isn't it amazing that I got to be the positive one?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Channel 9's impression of Robin is that she's the positive one. Personally, she's like the biggest pain in the ass. But she, I don't know. I was very impressed.
I hate everything.
Yeah, I know. Right on the money. Yeah. So anyway, putting together a television show is never easy. That's what Bob Woodruff told me.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I could see that, but I understand Steam Pipe Alley was very easy to put together.
Hey, 2 people.
Yeah, 2 people. 2 guys write that whole thing.
Well, I tell you, nobody's writing 9 Broadcast Plaza.
No, from what we hear.
And look at how well they're doing.
Yeah. And it's hard to believe they have a whole news department putting together the Channel 9 News. So anyway, I realize we're their only hope. Some of that programming, wow, mamma mia.
Well, you made a perfect point. It's going to be like a showcase for us.
Yeah, it really is. But,
we're going to be the Simpsons.
Yeah. If we don't fly on that channel, what is? More Jethro and Ellie Mae reruns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that would be it.
Yeah, so evidently it's not so easy putting together a TV show. I got a fax yesterday of the new proposed format for the show, and I don't get it. I'm still working on it.
So you just don't understand television now.
Yeah, I guess maybe I don't. I think the show is Joan Rivers is going to come on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's the format.
That's the format. Joan Rivers is going to come on, and we're going to talk to her a lot.
Ah. Basically, we're there to talk to Joan.
Yeah.
Talking to Joan should be the name of the show, then.
Actually, I think what we should do is call it the Joan Rivers Show and have me come out and talk to her, like it's her show. Because I do better under that.
But she already has her show, see?
Yeah.
I guess that's why they changed it.
Anyway, where were we? Oh, okay. So I had a rough day, okay? That's what I'm saying. And I was sitting at home trying to relax, and Wayne called, and I was happy to hear from Wayne, because maybe he had something cool to do. Maybe he had some good stuff. You never know. Every once in a while, Wayne comes up with something neat to do.
Uh-huh.
So he calls me, and he goes, in that annoying voice. And I want to listen to Wayne, because he does me a lot of favors. Whenever I need work on my car, he helps me out.
Always takes care of you.
Sometimes he even comes and picks up the car and helps me out, because he knows I'm busy. He's a good dude. The service department, second to none, and they always do great by me, no matter what car it is. Even if I didn't buy the car from Wayne, they do great.
Mm-hmm.
So he called up and he goes, I got to tell you something. I go, well, what is it? On my commercial, you said Legend, Porsche, Audi, Jeep, Eagle. And the guy from even Chrysler got upset because I said, Wayne, I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you now. I said, Wayne, I have to break in here. Because I was dizzy. I mean, I couldn't even yell at him. And I want to be respectful. The guy spends a lot of money on the station. I said, Wayne, it's my weekend. You want me to start taking down copy? He wanted me to write down copy.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I go, do you want me to write down copy? You want me to get out a pencil and paper? No, I just want to tell you because I went like this. Into the phone. I wish I had taped this. He's so annoying. You know, usually it's like a call like, could you mention my brother Michael? Because he, And by the way, my father didn't give me everything in life. And I'm not bored with my family. Could you make my spots longer? So I said to him, listen, Wayne, if there's a name change, because now he has Jeep Eagle and he just changed the name a couple months ago. If it's that important to you, why don't you just call the sales department? And then I started feeling bad because, he doesn't throw me off on his sales department when I need help with my car or something. I said, well, but why don't you just call the sales? Because I'll write this down and I won't remember. I'm not going to remember your copy. It's got to be in there on a daily basis. So he was like, okay, fine. But can't I just tell you that... I go, no. Just tell the sales department. They'll tell me. Well, yesterday the sales department came to me and started to tell me, and I don't even know what the sales department... Wayne wants to tell something. And Robin said, look, I know what this is all about. I talked to Wayne. So I'm going to turn Wayne's commercial over to you and tell me what it is Wayne wants to tell everyone.
Wayne wants to tell everyone that Michael Siegel,
his brother,
is now running, and he's very proud to be running.
What a dick.
Legend Volkswagen Jeep Eagle.
All right. So then what was the name change?
Legend Volkswagen Jeep Eagle
And that
is the new name.
Okay, and it used to be...
We can't say the old name.
Oh, is that why I was... Oh. And you keep saying the old name, and Chrysler's very upset, and I'm just like, shut up.
A Chrysler representative has to come now and inspect.
If I had him... Is that what that is?
Yes.
What did he say? A Chrysler guy what?
You got me into big trouble. Chrysler called, and now they have to come.
And inspect
and
what?
Take a look to see what cars are in which showroom.
You know, if I could have had him in a room, I would. You spoiled midget! Get one name for your inherited business, and cross out my phone number out of your book, you hairy dick. You know, they can tear down the Berlin Wall. They can discover a cure for skin cancer, but I can't avoid his phone calls. What a jerk. He whines like a Rosalind housewife. I swear to God. Come here, you little dwarf. Everything handed to you in life on a silver platter. You never had to work a day in your life. And you're hawking me in my head on a Saturday morning. Go grow. Get a life. Jerk.
Yep, you caused him big problems.
Oh, and he starts working on me.
And he said, I tried to call Howard twice, and he didn't return my calls. You see what problem?
Because I have to take an energy pill. Then he's like, Channel 9 called me about advertising on your TV. I said, listen, talk to them then. What are you bothering me for? If you want to advertise, go advertise. If you don't, don't. So what, do you got to give me a history? I said, talk to me about what you do. I'd be fascinated to learn about the car business. That's okay. Not about the commercials, though, and do it in a different way. Ease it in. Grease me first. With Michael, and Michael's upset, and the guy from Chrysler. Who cares about the guy from Chrysler? So let him come and inspect. What are you afraid of?
Yeah, you're actually doing it.
He's upset.
So what do you care?
Guy from Chrysler should be thrilled that someone even pays attention. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rip off all his clothes. And I'm going to throw that hairy bastard onto a wall of Velcro. So he'll be stuck there the rest of his life. He'll be stuck to a wall. Help me, help me. All right, so thank you for clearing this up. So that was the big problem.
That's very simple, isn't it?
So you obviously got cornered somehow.
Yeah, he caught me.
Because you needed help.
Yeah.
See, I'm at the point where I didn't need any tires changed or oil changed or anything. So,
right.
Yeah, I could blow him off.
He's holding my car hostage.
Yeah.
No, you do this right.
Oh, man. He's on the phone now. The commercial isn't long enough. It's only been going on for 5 hours.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, so Legend announces the grand opening of Legend Jeep Eagle.
Go see Michael Siegel.
Right. And then there's Legend... All right, that's it, I guess. And then there's Legend, Porsche, Audi, Saab, Sterling, and Peugeot.
Right.
Now it's another name change. Because the guy from Chrysler is upset. What the guy from Chrysler has to do with this, I don't know.
Because they own Jeep Eagle.
Oh. Oh, wait, evidently you have more information. See, the guy from Chrysler owns Jeep Eagle,
yes.
And he said...
And their whole deal depended on there only being Volkswagen Jeep Eagle at one dealership.
Oh, otherwise they'd lose.
The whole deal.
Oh, I see. And he was afraid that they were secretly, over the radio, selling... Okay. Guy from Chrysler's got to get a life. I'd like to meet him. Legend, Porsche, Chrysler, Jeep, Eagle, Volkswagen.
Uh-oh, you did it again. Oh, no.
Has to be rich to afford the sign up there. All right, let's get it all straight. It's Legend, Jeep, Eagle, Volkswagen.
Volkswagen, Jeep, Eagle.
Oh, man, oh, man. Can that guy get a life?
Wayne Siegel just called in. Mm-hmm. He said he wants to know what day the boat ride is this year.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Get Lee Iacocca on the phone for me. I want him to know about the lunatics that are working for him. Just so he understands exactly what's going on in his organization. They're over in Amityville and on... oh, here we go again. Merrick Road in Massapequa, which is Legend Jeep Eagle Volkswagen.
Or Volkswagen Jeep Eagle.
Oh, you mean it's got to be said that way?
Yes.
Oh, you mean Volkswagen first?
Yes.
Is that? Come on.
It's Volkswagen Jeep Eagle. New name.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, from now on, you're in charge of his commercial. I'm keeping quiet during it. You're in charge. All right? Come on, once in a while, you should be in charge of one of these commercials. There's nothing wrong with you taking some responsibility for the commercials.
You're supposed to be taking these meetings. I shouldn't even be in this.
Yeah, why shouldn't I be getting calls at my house? You are easy to work with, come to think of it. You seem to, you know, it doesn't seem like a lot of information what you grasp there, but I don't know, somehow on the phone Saturday morning, as I was slitting my wrists from that meeting over at Channel 9, you know, it just seemed a lot worse. Because I know he was so upset because he was supposed to stop by my house.
Well, see, the problem with Wayne is he wants to tell you how much agita he got from the commercial.
I don't care.
And I just sit there and I, like, hum to myself while that's going on, and then I wait for him to get to what he actually needs to say.
He should absolutely, well, you're patient. He should absolutely be, you know, it's just that I talk all day and listen on the phone, and then I got Tom. Tom called my house yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't return his call. I can't take him either. My general manager calls me. Someone told me I got the message at 5:45, thank God. So now I have an excuse. That's my excuse right now. Calls 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Who knows what he wanted, but it couldn't have been good news. Oh, I think I know what it was. He had a meeting with the guys from Channel 9.
Oh.
Now that I'm thinking, now it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Yeah, 2 brain surgeons getting together.
Oh, my, get out of the way. This is terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world. Oh, it's funny. Oh, the humanity and all the bad.
Tom. The guy from Channel 9 told me he thought Tom was an intelligent guy. I knew there was trouble.
When did he say that? Before this meeting?
Told me yesterday.
You said that right? Didn't he say that right after you said Robin was used to work with?
Yeah.
Well,
judge a character
he
here.
can't judge anybody's character.
No.
It's one thing to mistake me.
Yeah, but that's 2 mistakes. Well, anyway. Hey, here's a song I found. I went through all our old material. Do you remember The Heart of William Schrader? Is still Schroeder? Schrader.
William Schrader.
Is still beating?
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
That was pretty good, right?
That got us into big trouble.
Yeah. I found it.
Oh, my goodness.
So offensive.
It is offensive. But it was good.
This guy had a mechanical heart put in his chest.
Yeah. And he was living, but he was living when we wrote it, and it looked like he was going to live.
Oh, did not you stop that. We were taking bets.
Want to hear it?
Okay.
All right. 7:49. Here's an old one. We did this in 19... We did this in 1985.
Wow.
So that's like 5 years ago. In fact, I can tell you the month we did it in. Did it in February.
Oh.
Pretty organized today, huh?
All right.
Pretty
I'm
cool.
impressed.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that whole thing together. I want to be like Ernie Kovacs. You know, have all of my shows chronologued and,
yes.
you know, put aside. Kinescoped.
Ernie was smart. He kinescoped.
Yeah. Great. It's doing him a lot of good now. Probably got in that car accident worrying about where his kinescopes were, who was going to be stealing them, who was going to take them.
He was a genius, just didn't know anything about taxes.
Yeah. And I like now Edie Adams, his widow, is going around saying that she didn't realize at the time he was a sick man. She didn't realize this.
She thought everybody ran around with a bottle of Jack Daniels under their arm.
Yeah, right. Couldn't get through work without a bottle of Jack Daniels and spent all their money, didn't pay any taxes.
Right.
You know? Judy Belushi laughs at her.
91 cents on every dollar.
Yeah.
That's how much they owed
Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam. They had to take 91 cents of every dollar he earned.
Right. And he was earning a lot of money.
He was making gobs of money.
Yeah. And I like how they always call him like a television genius and stuff. Well, yeah, it's easy to be a television genius when you're up against Uncle Milty.
Nobody else was on television. Nobody had ever seen television before.
If she was smart, she cut the brake line on his car to keep him from spending all their money. She'd go into more bankruptcy. Guy was a loser. What a loser.
5 years after he died, she was working for the government for 5 years.
But now she's running around with a book about what a wonderful man he was and how in love she was. Come on. It's like Judy Belushi. He's out cheating with every penthouse pet and Playboy model he can get his hands on. She's in love with him. Please, you're better off with this new guy you got. Hope he doesn't get famous. Hope he stays just whatever it is he does. Here's the heart of William Schrader. We can listen to a little of it.
Okay.
Let's see if it holds. Robin, it is not our show this morning. It is our program director, Mark Chernoff, who requested that he come in and do Ask the Program Director.
That's right.
This is where you get to call in. We've heard it on other stations. You heard Andy doing it.
You're not going to play his...
No, yeah,
Call someone else's music junk.
Uh-huh.
Fascinating show.
Program director and get more money out of his budget tomorrow.
But you see what I mean?
I'll
find it. Right here.
That's who we're trying to appeal to, and I make no apology for that whatsoever. We are very narrowly targeted. There's specific kinds of people that we try to attract.
People like Andy.
That didn't sound anything like his original.
Absolutely, and I heard, and I got in here.
Right. This is the same cat who asked about me.
We try to show a wide variety of music, and
this is the same cat who.
Yeah.
Hi, Andy?
Yes.
I want to say that I've really enjoyed listening to YSP for the last 3 years, and I think you've done an excellent job.
Oh, this is the guy.
Of your programming format, but I do have one slight criticism, and that concerns Howard Stern and the...
Slight criticism. I'm on 4 hours a day. I'm the morning guy. Slight criticism of the station.
Yeah, if you could just get rid of a whole block of programming,
Yeah.
I'd be a very happy man.
Yeah. If you can get rid of like 1/4 of your programming, I would be very pleased with the station.
Everything else is fine.
...that he often makes, particularly about African Americans.
Dan, do you realize that it is 8:37, and you're the first, finally, we're getting into some good Howard Stern stuff.
Oh, I'm so excited. The good Howard Stern stuff.
8:37. What did he expect it to happen earlier? It's 8:37,
right.
Howard.
It's 8. You know, it is 8:37. Oh, Mr. Precise.
That we got to send him the tape of. Go ahead.
Well, I've listened to Howard Stern for about a year, and at first I didn't really find his comments all that offensive. But time and time again, he would run these skits, which would really perpetuate negative stereotypes about African Americans. And there was one skit in particular that he did about Desmond Tutu that offended me to the point that I
I always like when the listeners call up or write us with stuff that they're offended by, because I forget about this stuff. It makes me want to do it again. You know what I mean?
And they've obviously sat through and listened to the whole thing 10
Well, see, he listened for a year.
It took him a year to find something to offend him.
That bothers me, too. It was so, Desmond Tutu, what was that bit?
I don't even know. We did a lot of Desmond Tutu stuff.
But that was a pretty hard...
Yeah, that was like, my name is Desmond Tutu, and my brother Desmond 33.
Yeah,
it wasn't even...
stupid jokes. Nothing really.
But how could you start to listen to this show and not find it offensive, but a year later, all of a sudden, you're sensitive?
Oh, stop making sense.
I'm going to listen to him, and I didn't listen to YSP for about a week afterward, and I just wanted to know how you and your station feel.
He's boycotting. It's like the Korean deli.
He was able to hold up for a whole week.
I stopped listening for a whole week, Andy. I couldn't handle it.
He's no Sonny Carson.
That type.
The walls crumbled.
Of broadcasting.
Well, I think obviously we support Howard Stern and feel pretty good about Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Personally, I always tell people that I am truly the biggest Howard Stern fan in Philadelphia.
What are you, a homo?
I am. Almost everything that Howard does, I find myself laughing out loud.
Watch this.
And sometimes almost driving off the road at...
I think Andy's license should be taken away.
Really, he's dangerous.
Sometimes I drive off the road. All right, Mark. I don't want to rain on your parade. It's time for Ask the Program Director with Mark Chernoff.
All right.
Okay.
This was your idea, remember?
What's your theme music? It's Ask the Program Director. That's right. Mark Chernoff, Program Director. And now, Mark Chernoff. And Robin, I think we should be quiet during
Yes, it's his show.
All right. For as long as we can stand it.
About 1 second.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, It's your program.
Oh, hi there. You got a question for me?
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Okay.
I've been a fan of K-Rock for many years now. But could you just tell me this? Why is a bore like Fornatell on the air?
You think Pete Fornatell is boring?
Oh, he is just so damn boring.
Well, I happen to think, and a lot of our listeners think, that Pete Fornatell is a terrific DJ.
No way.
Got great musical knowledge. He was there 20 years ago when we started playing great music like this.
That's true.
And he continues to this day doing it, and I think he's doing a great job. What is it specifically that you don't like?
Because he sounds like a homo. Okay, I'm sorry. That's not fair. That's not fair.
What's the guy saying?
I'm with this guy.
Don't you think he's got about the best musical knowledge out there of anybody?
Well, that's true, but it's his voice.
Oh, it's his voice, but you like the stuff that he plays, the music that he plays.
But he likes your voice, Mark.
You like my voice, huh?
Oh, yours is great.
We can't talk to you. All right, but Mark, don't all program directors just leave the caller on for like forever. They don't move along.
Right,
all right, thank you. Thanks for calling.
Yeah,
okay?
because there's nothing you're going to do about that, is
right.
it?
No, Pete Fornatell gets good ratings. He plays great music, and yes, some people like his voice and some people don't.
Okay, fair
but he's
enough.
a great disc jockey.
Thank you.
And a nice, and a real nice.
Maybe I shouldn't control the show. That's if Mark wants to stay on the line with a guy.
You're now critiquing
No, we
his
want to
voice.
move on to the next phone call.
But what if we hear something funny? Can we interrupt?
No.
No? Okay. All right.
This
Sorry.
is the guy who tells everybody else how to do a show, Howard.
Okay, go ahead.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. Good morning. You're on K-Rock.
Hi, Mark. How you doing?
Good.
Oh, this is Grims. I'm from Hicksville, man.
How you doing?
I've been listening to K-Rock and Howard Stern for like all the time he's been on the air. I love Howard Stern. I love Vince Gelster and everything. I have one comment I'd really like to say.
Okay.
You suck a lot.
Well, gee, nice talking to you.
Mark can't take that criticism.
Oh, did you see that?
Ooh, he did that himself.
No, I'll be the engineer. You tell me to hang up, and I'll hang up the phone.
You can't
I don't wanna
entertain
talk
a
to-
comment like that?
Well,
Why don't you ask
obviously
him
it has
why?
nothing-
Why?
Because why even waste my time?
The guy says you suck a lot, and you say
Well,
why?
let's find out
That's no
why.
critique of the, if he has got something to say about the radio station, that's fine.
Well, you could've
bye-bye to
said
that
that to
listener.
him.
That's right.
You're being rude.
Man, oh,
Screw
man.
him. Good morning. You're on 92.3 K-Rock.
Yeah, how you doing, Mark?
Fine.
I just want to say I'm a big fan of the Howard Stern show, and I enjoy it and everything, but I just got one question for you.
Okay.
Are Flo and Eddie a couple of homos or what?
Hey, don't laugh about that,
we're
Rob.
the audience.
All right. call him up this afternoon and ask him.
Call them up and ask them.
Absolutely.
You're supposed to know. You're the program director.
No, they're both married, and they've. I'm not sure why I should know that, but
Don't you shower with them, Mark?
Flo and Eddie shower with their son? Go on.
you know what? No, they're married and they have kids, and I would say that they are heterosexual. If that's really the question you care about.
But, Mark, let me ask you something. Are you a homo?
Absolutely not. Thanks a lot. Bye. Great questions this morning.
Hey, say I want real radio questions.
Good morning. You're on 92.3 K-Rock.
Hi, is this Mark Chernoff?
I think so.
Alrighty. Listen, my wife and I were out at the barbecue on Memorial Day, and we were having a conversation. She had this theory. She thinks that you like to smell your own farts. Is that true?
Yeah.
Just calm down, Mark.
Please.
He's very upset with these people.
Yeah, he can't handle it.
Got some great calls about the radio
All
station.
right. You see, Mark.
Why don't you play more Frank Zappa? Why don't you play more Beatles? Why don't you play more Led Zeppelin? Where are these people? Hello, you're on 92.3 K-Rock.
Yeah, I'd just like to know, Mark, when are you going to give me a job?
Gee, I guess that's Stuttering John. Boy, we got some great calls today. Hi, you're on 92.3 K-Rock, WYSP, WJFK.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Listen, I listen to the show every day. And sometimes when Howard puts you on the radio there,
Yeah.
I wonder, what do you do to get that voice? Do you tighten up on your underwears or something?
Oh.
Absolutely.
See,
Is that a legitimate radio question?
No, it's not like Andy's show. Andy's show was cooler. Because people were really calling up complaining
Yeah, we
about
really
stuff.
want to hear. What do you have to
I
say
gotta
about
do this at
classic
8
rock
o'clock.
and roll?
Yeah.
I got to do this at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night.
Flo and Eddie, the rest of the
I
lineup.
think
this station plays the best classic rock and roll.
Oh, there you go.
Work
You
every
guys
day.
got no complaints.
There you go.
No, there's no complaint. But I mean, that Flo and Eddie show every time. Hey, dude, on the radio. Oh man.
Well, that's
like
them.
smashing the radio.
But they play great music, right?
Well, yeah, they do that. They do.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for calling.
All right, loosen up on the belt buckle, will you, Mark?
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right, take one more, maybe get a legitimate call. You see, he's got to go on a Sunday night at 8 o'clock, and then we play the tape back.
Yeah. You really ought to do this,
We'll
Mark.
try that sometime. The magic phone call. Good morning. You're on 92.3 K-Rock.
Mark.
Yes.
These callers aren't being fair. K-Rock is the best station there is. It's great. Ever since Pete Fornatale moved over, it's the best station on the planet.
That's great. And you like our classic rock all day?
It's great. And Howard's show is great. It's the best show.
Oh,
No
hey,
complaint.
You got to do this on a Sunday night.
You're my kind of a listener.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's legitimate.
Okay.
All right.
Just ask the program director. I want him to get real questions like Andy gets.
Yeah.
With real,
One more call.
That was Mark's son, by the way, who he showers with.
No, that was John who called asking for a job, my kid. Good morning. You're on 92.3 K-Rock.
Hello?
Hi.
Can I ask this question?
You can attempt to, sure.
All right. So what do? Do I ask it now?
Yes.
I would like to know if there's more of a trend for DJs having more freedom to play what they want. I noticed that with Vince Skelzer and the nighttime DJ.
Well, Vince Skelsa has always done that kind of a radio show, and it's been very successful. And we have that on our overnights. And the disc jockeys do get to pick a lot of the songs by request that you make and stuff like that. But generally, we play a lot of classic rock and roll, and that's, I think, still the basic trend that people want to hear. Mostly the songs that they're familiar with, that they know from the artists they love. And we let the jocks have a little bit of freedom, but for the most part, we keep the classic rock and roll.
Why don't you tell the truth? You sit back there at the computer and you schedule everything.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
True. There are certain
There's nothing wrong with that.
There are certain times of the day.
There's no such thing as a request.
Well, you know,
Talk about that.
That's not true.
All these program directors are filthy liars.
That's not true. Tony Pigg, you listen every day from 12 until 1 o'clock on the K-Rock Cafe.
All right.
Tony Pigg takes requests. Allison takes them on the weekend. Pete takes them. Vin takes them.
All right.
The other disc jockeys take them, too.
Yeah, and if
so we
people
do
call
take
in
legitimate
with the
requests.
actual song that's on the playlist, they get a request.
Well,
Yeah,
sometimes
right.
that happens, and sometimes people will call for stuff that...
All right, Mark, obviously you're not honest. Okay.
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
I am. Yes, I am. I'm honest.
That's the program director. Well, there it
They're
is.
only going to lie to you if you have these shows.
I like some of those explanations, though. Yes,
Well, Pete has always done that kind of a show.
Was that an honest answer?
Yeah, but
Well, I think what people want to hear is some of the best rock and roll.
We know a lot.
That's what Mark sounds like in my office.
We know a lot of people switched over to K-Rock when Pete came over here.
All right, now Mark's going to do a show tomorrow where the whole subject is going to be, you guess if Madam still got an airship. And we see...
She was on last night.
Right. So anyway, there's Mark with Ask the Program Director. I thought he did a good job, better than Andy.
Well, the skits that poke fun at stereotypes, it's not fair to say that he does anti-African American skits, because he does...
Ooh, look at Andy using the African American word as
You know,
opposed to
I
black.
want to talk to you about that term
Yes.
in general.
It's a very, very exciting term.
Did you watch the Cosby Show last night?
Yes, I did. They're pushing for the African American term as
Yes.
opposed to black.
And Lisa Bonet is telling that 2-year-old girl.
To say African American.
She says black Santa Claus, and she says say African American.
Yeah.
And then when she says white, she says say Caucasian. We're changing the entire language
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
We can no longer speak the way we have all of our lives.
Yes.
And then when it's a Chinese guy, say Asian.
You did a good job, Mark.
Thanks, Howard.
All right, man.
Should I do best of when you're out?
No,
it.
can it?
Nice thought.
All right,
Goodbye.
Go shower with your son.
Thanks, Howard.
I swear I heard that. I swear.
Listen to those music marathons.
Yeah. So short. He's an angry... You know, he acts all friendly in here and stuff, but he's pretty angry to some of the interns and stuff.
Well, I thought it was very interesting the way he just got rid of callers who were a little bit negative.
People who said he sucked.
Yeah. I mean, and viciously. He didn't even want to entertain the idea that somebody could be critical of him.
Oh, yeah. He gets angry back there. He types with his fists. He just bangs on that computer. Yeah.
Those, keys.
All right. All right. We haven't read any mail in a long time. That's why I'm doing it. It's Friday, and on the weekend, for the weekend, we read the mail. All right. To the Morning Jew show. Got Morning Jew.
Morning Jew.
It's half Jew. Attention, Richard Jew Liar Belzer, King Kai Kami Queer Coon Kisser, Richard Jew Coward Lewis, Jewess.
So all of those other names were for Richard Belzer?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep track here.
Richard Belzer's name is King Kai Kami Queer Coon Kisser, all spelled with K's. Richard Jewess instead of Richard Lewis.
Okay.
Richard Jew Faggot Simmons, David Jew Nose Brenner, and Jewbert Godfrey.
Oh, my.
Copies and attention to the Cooncast. Robin, if only I could dips my ass into bleach quivers. Ted Africanist Janitoress and Young MC. Young MC gets to be called Young MC.
He maintains his name.
All right. To the matzah and rib chewers. First, the niggers. I recently saw Mountains of the Moon and realized that it was not a dramatization of a historical event, but a prediction of the future. The way the jigs are breeding, unless... I sit at my desk and read this stuff, and I go, what an interesting job I have.
Is this his random thoughts? Is this like a Larry King column for racists?
Yeah, but actually this makes more sense than Larry King. As racist as it is. The way the jigs are breeding, in less than 30 years, they'll outnumber us, and we'll all be missionary stew. I guess because of all the cannibals, the cannibal reference.
Oh, they'll eat them, okay.
Right. Young MC, : does the MC stand for Monkey Coon or Missionary Chomper? You were named after Mighty Joe Young, you gorilla nostril chimp. No matter how much white blood you have, no matter how many white chicks you besmirch.
Oh, I knew that would upset you.
Yeah, oh yeah. No matter how many degrees you earn, no matter how much money you make, you will always be a nigger, and so will your offspring.
They get very upset when they start to get that great white penthouse stuff.
Oh, hey, I almost wrote him a letter. And whether you believe it or not, every non-porch monkey believes what I just said. They'll never admit it because it's socially unacceptable to hate spooks. But that fashion will again go out of style, and you will learn. Go back to the dark continent. And I don't mean Washington, D.C. I was thinking we should rename Washington, D.C. the Dark Continent.
Yes.
Okay, let's write that down, and that's now in our vocabulary.
Washington, D.C., Washington Dark Continent.
The Dark Continent. That's like Baldwin, Africa. Continent. Okay. Didn't we rename Great Neck Israel?
Yeah.
Right, okay. D.C., I thought meant do crack.
Well, it seems that way.
Yeah. Go back to the Dark Continent. By the way, this guy, he writes for Dice now. Not kidding.
Well, it's right that they're boycotting Dice.
Hey, what is he, a homo? All right, here we go. Go back to the Dark Continent. I don't mean Washington, D.C., and don't forget to take the rest of the rappers with you. The rappers are the coon polluters of our language. What do you call a darky with a law or doctorate degree? A nigger. Ooh, this guy's angry.
Yeah, I would say that he just doesn't even get much sleep at night. He's so upset.
Howard, speaking of jigs, don't you... Howard, speaking of jigs, don't you think that it's ironic that the 3 cities you broadcast to have mooly mayors, each of whom be the dumbest mofos nishi? Mooly mayors. Actually, it says mool mayors. Don't you think...
Nishi, what's that?
The dumbest mofo nishi. I don't know.
That's a new one.
I thought I knew everything. And how about that Yusef or Yusuf Hawkins? Why couldn't his parents spell Joseph? Oh, man. That's what killed him. If those whites hadn't thought he responded, "You suck," when they said, "What's your name?" he'd be alive today. Oh, I see. The white crowd was saying, "What's your name?" And he said, "You suck." You Seth, and they thought you suck.
That's a reason to kill somebody.
By the way, this is the same guy who rammed Gloria Estefan's bus.
Is that right?
Yeah, he admits to it in the letter later on. Robin did say she would sleep with a Philly listener if you got double-digit ratings.
I did?
I'd like to put a bandana around her head and put her in a tattered dress without bra or undergarments, no shoes either, and make her cook in my kitchen like Aunt Jemima.
You're going to die.
After I walk in, she says, "How's the massa?" And that's when I bend her over, lift her skirt, and give it to her.
Come on, I'm ready.
While she sings Zippity-Doo-Dah. Afterwards, Ted the janitor and Young MC will shine my shoes and scrub my pots. Outside, Bill Cosby and Ice-T will polish my car and then put on a minstrel show. Tell me you don't love it. Well, that would be a good minstrel show.
Oh, boy. Problem is, none of you will be alive if I'm cooking.
Then this guy suggests that you tattoo the Sistine Chapel on your labias.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Listen to this.
You know, I've been thinking about that. Funny you should say it. Now, what's the purpose of that? The Sistine Chapel.
I think that would be the fashion statement of the 90s. That's not me talking. It's the guy in the letter.
Oh.
That you're asking me. Even landscape scenes, or if your lover is a sports enthusiast, a sports stadium, or profiles of famous ball players, etc. Am I a creative genius or what? Now he wants to address Richard Simmons. He's addressed me and you, so
Yes.
it's not okay.
Has he addressed you yet?
Yeah,
really-
the opening was addressed to me.
Oh. Just seemed like he made a list in the opening.
Simmons, cut the crap and put on a dress. Instead of taking up collections for fat slobs, get a sex change. Admit it, fat boy. You want a man in your... Oh, I can't write. Oh, man. He's suggesting that he wants certain objects in his behind.
I see.
Like a cheeseburger, fries, and chocolate shake.
No.
Tell me you don't want to lick butterscotch sauce off of Fred's Privates. That's to Richard Simmons. That's what he wrote to Richard Simmons. Now, some of this mail coming in is outrageous. Bells. Only a Jew could get whiplash while hosting a talk show.
Well, that is true.
There you go. See?
Jackie wrote this letter.
Right.
What do you...
You are the star of the 6-point stars. Screw Nicaragua, Guatemala, and all the other spick breeding grounds. We should use these countries as our solid waste dumps. Except for the beach resorts where the rich Jewesses and yuppie whores go. Just maybe they'll get AIDS. If you love those foreigners so much, move yourself and your porno prostitute there and pimp her out to Pedro. Guess he means his wife.
I guess.
Either be a man and say screw the spick nig gooks, or cut your other, albeit shriveled nut off. And then to Jubert, which I think is Gilbert.
Gilbert,
right?
yes.
Jubert, you are uglier than 24 niggers. Those Hebe lips and kink Jew hair may cut it in the desert, but this is America. Nobody wants a Jew. Nobody wants a Jew boy, so go back to Israel and hump some camels and goats. Speaking of that, you ought to try pigs. They're top-notch.
He knows.
I'm getting too tired to finish. More at another time, but how about getting some non-Jews or non-coons on the show? It's in son's name.
Oh, I wonder why. You'd like to call him.
He'd be funny to call.
That's why I said he didn't put his name on.
Book him for the TV show. All right, 7:42 will be...
It's a shame that people who write that way don't want to identify themselves. I often wonder why.
Should I read what Liz Smith said about Arnold Schwarzenegger's new movie?
I think you have to.
Because it's just so uncharacteristic. What the hell is going on here? When Liz Smith says something negative, what happened? Someone didn't take her to lunch?
And it's interesting because she could have just said nothing.
Which she normally does.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever read her... The only time I've ever read something negative by her is on Me She'll blast me because I'm not nice to her, because I don't take her to lunch. And this.
When she used to be an enemy of Frank Sinatra's,
Right.
they had some kind of feud going on for years, but then Frank fed her,
You're right.
and she's
Sinatra,
been happy ever since.
for years, Sinatra told it like it was. He said, this is a big fat cow who does nothing for a living except rewrite press releases and sort of rewrite what she reads in the Inquirer.
I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Frank has the mind of a comedian.
He does. Sinatra at least is honest.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. Can't sing anymore, but he's honest. He's not honest about his singing, but
Yeah, you shouldn't be taking money for that.
yeah. A free concert I could accept. But Liz then blew him away in several columns. And then, of course, he just sent her a flower and said, I'm going to take you to lunch, and that was the end of it.
They broke bread together.
And the reason Frank finally did that was because a negative book was coming out on him. He didn't want to see it in print.
Yeah, because Liz was talking up the book practically every day.
Yeah, so she finally found something that really got under Frank's skin, so he acquiesced and fed her. That fat cow. I don't know, something real bad's going to have to come out on me for me to go feed her. So here's what she says about Schwarzenegger's new movie. Total Recall, and she says, by the way, that she was Arnold's biggest fan, Pumping Iron, and always stuck with him.
He was the first to recognize his talent.
Yeah,
She picked
Liz Smith. Yeah, right.
He didn't get his own role. She put him in
Yeah.
Pumping Iron.
I was one of the first writers to boost Arnold Schwarzenegger's talent when Pumping Iron appeared, and I've been in his corner as he rose to become one of Hollywood's most surprising and powerful stars. Oh, yeah, right, eat this. Like she could care less. But Total Recall is one of the most revolting, vulgar, violent, pointless, witless, and cynically profane movies I've ever seen. It is ear-splitting and absurdly overdone. Can you believe that?
I was like, I wondered why I liked this movie.
So much, yeah. This movie is fabulous. I can't imagine the fitness advisor to the president letting himself be involved in such junk. No, she can't imagine the fitness advisor being involved in steroids. That she doesn't say. Or once being involved with them. This one is not the Terminator or even RoboCop. No, it's just about 50 times better.
Yeah, but, I mean, how socially relevant is RoboCop or Terminator?
Yeah, what is that about? This one is not the Terminator or even RoboCop. Movies with whenever she writes her own opinion, she's a moron. If she just stuck to the press releases and rewriting the National Enquirer, she'd be fine. The woman is a total imbecile.
Yeah, she does magazine reports.
And people who, are afraid of this cow. I wouldn't care what she wrote about me. Write whatever you want, honey. Take your best shot. Because I know you're a fat cow. That's all. A fat cow with no talent. Look at the headline on Davy Johnson. He should have talked to his players, not his computer.
Yes.
And what does Mark do all day? He talks to his computer.
No,
you guys with the computers. What is this computer?
I don't.
You're in the computer at least
some of the time. In the morning. Early in the morning, not during
up
the rest
until
of the
about
day.
12 o'clock.
No, up until about 9 o'clock.
You spend I'd say he spends 7 hours a day on the computer.
Every time I see Mark, he's at the computer.
But some of the time I
Yeah.
use the computer. I have a word processor in there.
Right, and you're typing memos.
Type memos, type notes, type anything that
I would
gotta
give
do in
anything to read your last 50 memos on
Yeah,
there.
they don't give us the memos.
Yes,
How do I
do?
you have a
put most
code
of
word
them-
on your computer, or can I just
No.
turn it on and get into it?
Were you going to go in there and look at my memos? And
I'm going to do that, yeah, after the show today.
and I think I better put a code word in there.
I'll get that done. I'm pretty good with computers now.
Yeah.
And anything I can't figure out, my boys will come in and rip this thing apart.
I'd like to see those memos you're writing.
I'm putting you on notice right now. I'm going to take out your last 50 memos. I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to read them on the air, because I want to see what you're typing in there.
Most of the memos I put in your mailbox. You don't read them, I guess.
I would if I knew where my mailbox was. But why memos? The station is 3 rooms. Talk to the DJs. You know what I'm saying?
I do talk to them, but
you like to
I still like to
reaffirm-
put it on paper. People forget.
I see.
When somebody says something to you, wouldn't you rather have it on paper?
I certainly would. You're right.
I have seen some of those memos. Whenever we have a new contest, I know there's usually a memo that comes out.
And that's when I usually get a headache when I read that
Right.
memo.
People
No.
forget the stuff you tell them.
No,
If
you're
they have
right.
the
That's
paper in
legitimate.
front of them, that's why I try to write memos.
But that was pretty embarrassing the other day when you came. Evidently, Mark gets some kind of bonus. If middays and afternoons go up, you get a bonus?
If they do, really well, not if they go up. We've got to beat the competition.
She says to me, Howard, I don't know if you know this. I get a bonus. And if middays and afternoons go up, I would like to give you my bonus. I'll do anything. I'll give you money. I go, but wait a second. I said, you're offering me. I said, first of all, what am I going to do with? I said, how much money are we talking about?
15 cents.
I said, what exactly are we talking about? He goes,
that's why it's no big deal.
He
What
goes,
do I
well,
care?
we're talking like $1,000. I said, boy, who negotiated your contract?
Yeah, why even bother?
If you were able to get middays and afternoons up, I'd look for some more cash.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not the money, it's the principle.
Then he calls over to NEW. He offers them his car if they make the record skip. They just go in there and just skip every record.
Well, there's a strategy.
Hey, but the man's left with nothing. He's in poverty.
We know we're a better radio station. We have the best morning show.
Oh, here we go.
We play better music all
Right,
day.
yeah.
We do great promotions. We have a lot of fun.
This is his talk to me. He says,
Come
if you
on.
know, if
Is
you
this
believe,
in a memo?
I believe
if you
it.
believe all this, why don't you say it? Why don't
that
you
was
say?
the best conversation when he was talking to you about promoting the station.
Yeah, why don't you say it? I go, I do say it. I say we have the best station, but what am I going to do? You think by me saying we have the best station,
Yes.
you think that everyone's going to listen?
A lot more people will if you say that. Yes. Absolutely. 100%.
You think I have that much power over people?
Absolutely.
Well, then I deserve your bonus.
To your compliment.
You're a sick little mother. I swear to God, you really are, man. You are a warped dude. You start offering your money.
I mean, doesn't he have kids? He has to, like, get through college and
Yeah.
stuff?
I tell you what, if middays and afternoons go up, you
Yeah.
keep your bonus,
Thank
okay? Just be happy with your bonus. Your bonus is only $1,000?
No.
It's more.
You know what? I don't even know what it is. I don't remember. It was a long time ago we talked about it. Honestly.
Really? Yeah, I wish you luck. Yeah, I really
You're
do.
part of it.
Okay.
You have to help.
Pay in advance.
Well, Howard and Fred did a good promo for you, right?
They did, and we played all the time. I think it's a great
Where
promo.
is that promo? I'd like to hear that sometime.
Here, hold it here.
Where is that? My music marathon promo. I don't even know what this promo is. I do them, and then thank God you heard it.
I was like, what is this?
And Mark doesn't air our promos.
Yes, I do.
That's a whole nother big thing.
I've never heard those.
He wants me to plug the rest of the station. Do I hear my promos on?
Do I hear people talking about the morning show?
Yes.
No.
What did Flo and Eddie talk about in the afternoon?
How would I know? I'm busy.
And they talk about your show and
Do they?
play your promos. Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of times Gary tells me you don't play the promo.
And that's not true.
All right. I'm going to be on tracking that. You play the promo once during the Flo and Eddie show. I play their stupid promos 900 times.
Where's the promo?
Where is it?
Your
What promo?
for your show.
Where is it?
It's not in there.
Why isn't it in there?
Ask Gary.
Gary, where's my promo? All right, that's a legitimate question.
Sure is.
We had winning over the weekend, and it ran over the weekend.
And it ran a lot?
became outdated.
And it ran a lot?
About 3 times a day. 4 times a day.
4 times a day. Okay.
Play this one. Play your own promo here for the marathon. I want to hear it.
Hi, this is Howard Music Marathon Stern. Right after my show, Tony Pig. Hey, Tony.
Hey, man. How you doing, man? Like, you are on the cusp of a great promo here. I can feel it in the marrow of my
How many
bones.
songs will you be playing in a row?
I'm going to be playing 20 songs in a row, at least, man, or we're going to pay someone 20,000 simoleons, man. I'm telling you. Rock and radio, we're on the cusp of something great. I can feel it.
You sure you're not on something, Tony?
Hold on a second.
It's like he's on the radio.
It's more back-to-back classic rock and roll on 92.3 K-Rock. New York's only classic rock and roll radio station. 20 in a row, man.
I'm on the cusp of coherency.
Celebrity voice by Fred Knox.
That's the part I like.
Yeah.
Celebrity voice by Fred Knox. What celebrity is that?
I think that's
Mark
a great
likes it.
promo.
I think
love
that's
it.
great. You see, that is going to turn the station around.
Sell it, Howard.
It's
The
going to
people
help.
hear you having fun and promoting the 20 Music Marathon. You got some loony job, dude. I swear to God. You got a stupider job than I do. Where's my promo, Gary?
I'll tell you the reason why there was no promo yesterday, which is the first time in a long time there was no promo. We ran out of here quickly yesterday, and you had John working on a special project. Remember?
That's true.
And that was the first time in a long time. But ask Mark why the all-important Arnold Schwarzenegger promo didn't run during Flo and Eddie's show the other day.
Why?
Because Gary or somebody put it on my desk.
As we do every day.
Around 2
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah.
That's a lie. That's just a lie. Mark, I'm
Gary,
sorry.
you and I had a conversation about it.
Right,
Let's have
you
it
said
right
that
here.
you were very
And I
busy
said I
and you
hadn't been in
forgot.
my... Well, that's right. I said I hadn't been in my
But don't
office.
say I didn't put it on your
Gary reports to me.
No, don't say we didn't put it on your
You
desk.
did
in time.
around 2 o'clock in the
That's
afternoon.
that's wrong. That's just not true.
That's when it
What
was.
time did you put it on the desk?
Probably around 12:30.
John, is that true?
Yeah, sure.
That's who against one.
That promo was knocked out very quickly, and you said that you were very busy that day. You were walking around with your head hung, and you were very busy, and you said you just forgot. And now you're saying you're denying that we...
No. But I thought you put it on my desk around 2, and then I brought it in here about 3:45. That's right. I did forget between 2 and 3:45. That's when I forgot.
And it still wasn't scheduled to Flo and Eddie's show.
Correct, because I didn't get a chance to do it. You're right.
So then why are you blaming me?
This is one day. Well, I was blaming you that I didn't get it until 2 o'clock.
What does that have to do with you not scheduling it?
Yeah, why don't you just schedule it every day?
Right,
I generally do.
See, Flo and Eddie's promos are always scheduled every day,
right.
no matter what.
That's because
Mark, I want you to go to the computer today and put in this memo. Play Stern's promo every day.
I was going to say, that's not a winning attitude. I forgot.
I forgot. Doesn't sound like a winner to me.
Yes, it does.
Maybe it's because, well, even if we don't get the Stern's promo, he'll still do well.
Yeah, I forgot.
But you know that's
Howard
true.
will do well no matter what.
But you know that's
need to
true.
Clog up other programming day parts with his promos. I play his promos to placate him.
But the other jocks talk about you live all the time.
Well, who cares what they do? I don't need anybody. You know what? I don't pressure the station at all. I don't need anybody. I say, let me just do my show. We'll see what happens. I don't need anything. Don't put in any TV commercials. Don't give me any promos. I could care less.
But, you know, Mark does have this attitude that you are a troublemaker.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wait.
And wait a minute.
Where are you making what is going on here?
And
Wait a minute. Where's this coming from?
that you don't care about the rest of the station.
Yes, you do.
And that
Wait
you're
a minute.
difficult.
Oh, yes.
I could tell.
Is that because the other morning after the show, Mark walked in to my office and said, I have to talk to you for 10 minutes. I go, hey, is it really important? Get the hell out of here. I'm in the middle of doing something.
I can tell by the way he approaches you, Howard.
Yeah, oh yeah, he thinks I'm a wise ass.
Yes, you're a pain to him.
Hey, remember one thing, Mark. Davy Johnson is waiting at the bar for you. Get out of line. All right? We got to be done about him.
Well, you know, the one interesting thing about Davy is that he'll still be getting a paycheck.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Unlike Mark.
They still have to pay him $400-something thousand a year.
For how long?
This year and $500,000 next year.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, he must be thrilled.
Oh, he's going. They said, Davy, where you going? He said, I'm going to be happy.
Well, yeah, stupid schmuck me. I was at NBC, and they had to pay me for the next 3 years.
And you said, no, I got to go back to work.
Yeah, I ran out to get another job because I felt everyone thought that I couldn't get another job. What a dummy. What a dumbox. I could have just been coming back to work now.
Sure. You'd be new kid on the block.
Look at Mark. I can't stand it. How come he can stand it and I can't?
You know I admire and respect you.
You know, I heard Davy Johnson once offered his entire bonus to Ron Darling if he pitched extra batting practice.
Yes.
That's true, yes. Now, that was pretty embarrassing, though, when you came up to me and offered me your bonus. You don't have to do that. I'm very positive about the rest of the station. I think everybody's terrific. You know what I like? Tony Pigg, Flo and Eddie, Meg Griffin, Rock and Roll Madam, Coppola, all of them. Fink. I love them. Maria Melito. Who even mentions her name? Waz, Progressive Show, everything.
Absolutely. We love Bob Wah.
Joe Walsh. What happened to Joe?
He had a hernia operation.
Is that where he's been?
Yep.
People say they miss him.
Well, he must have
I
been.
do miss him. He'll be back, but he had a hernia operation. He's resting up.
Wow.
What, his testicle going to his...
What, was he lifting heavy objects?
His guitars? Was he lifting his own amp?
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Wonder what happened there.
Hernia.
He was carrying Rick the bass player.
Yeah, Rick the bass player passed out, and Joe had to carry him.
That could do it.
That can do it.
He'll be back. He'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we miss him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good dude. That's another thing, too. Every time I have a good guest on, you give him a radio show, and then I don't get him anymore as guest.
Why, Joe continued to be a guest on your show.
Be quiet.
Can't win.
Yeah, calling in to promote his own show.
Yeah, right. Everything I do. Unbelievable. Why don't you just go and grow? Get taller. I'm like a little midget. How tall are you?
5'6".
Means he's 5'3".
Oh.
I'm the one who doesn't lie about my height.
5'6". Like a girl, for God's sake. My wife is 5'6". She don't look as short as you, though. I'll tell you that.
She wears high heels. I don't.
Yeah, big deal. How tall's your wife?
5'6".
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
But she has to walk around in flats all the time.
How tall were your parents?
About, let's see, my father's about 5'5", and my mother's about 5'2".
Well, you just tower over them, don't you?
Right, right. My grandparents are about 4'11".
Oh, man. Rumplechernoff.
Well, they thought he was going to be a basketball player, Howard. He was so tough.
See, I don't think Mark's had enough experience in radio to be handling this job.
Well, what
Why
has
do
he
you
done?
say that?
You haven't really done anything. You came out of what, New Jersey?
Yeah, but I was across the street and had great ratings.
What, at NEW?
Yeah.
Yeah, your ratings were all right. I wasn't that impressed.
Highest the station ever had.
Really? Maybe you are good. I don't know.
Never been achieved since or before.
When you get low ratings, does your wife walk around hunched over too? Like you do? Is he hunches over? As soon as those ratings go down, he's got hunches over. Do you know that?
He reminds me of that Hunchback of Notre Dame, you know?
When you're feeling good and everything, you stand up straight. You're hunched over. Now, I walk hunched over because I'm tall. I hate being 6'5". I hate sticking out of a crowd. But why would a short guy walk hunched over?
You have me confused with Jackie.
No. You know why short guys walk hunched over? I'll tell you why. They want to make it look like the reason they're short is because they hunch over.
Really?
Yeah, that's the psychological reason.
Amazing.
Tall guys walk hunched over because they want to look shorter.
I make every effort to stand straight.
But he's hunched over, he's pigeon-toed and bleary-eyed. What a guy to look up to, huh? That's our leader. Mark's dog even walks hunched over.
Don't have it, though.
Oh, all right, whatever. Just a joke. Unbelievable, right?
It is, it is. I wish you would cheer up, Mark.
I am. I'm smiling. I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah. What happens if you lose the job here, though? Where do you go? That's the thing you got to ask
I don't
yourself.
lose a job.
Yeah, you won't. You'll be all right. They hold on to everyone here. You should see how they hold on to that Pat Evans.
Hey, Tom's still here.
Tom? Hey, if anyone should be fired, it's Tom. Tom's like the worst. Whatever Tom touches turns to garbage. I mean, really, when you think about it, be honest, Mark. It's not your fault. It's Tom. Tom's a general manager.
Tom's holding the station back.
I don't even think Tom's ever worked for a successful station.
Come on, we're a successful radio station.
No, I mean, we're
very successful.
Yes, we are. Yeah, okay. Okay, listen.
All right, well, enough of your problems.
All right, yeah, really. Who could sit and analyze your problems?
You made them into
If I was you, I'd start lobbying against Tom. That's the best thing you can do to protect yourself.
Don't say
Say
that.
Tom's forcing your hand. That's what I do. That's right.
Listen, you like the rest of the radio station, right?
Oh, yeah, I
You're
do.
happy.
I love the station. All right, goodbye.
Do we sound better than we've ever
Yeah,
sounded?
yes, we do. We do. We absolutely do. It's a great
I told
station.
you, I listened to that whole music marathon. I was singing with my radio. I was having a good time.
And you listened, I know you listened to Flo and Eddie.
Right,
That's
she's a very
right.
big fan of theirs.
I'm a big Turtles fan.
And
yeah.
I'm a big Turtles fan, too. So there you go. So now you start laughing when I say I'm a Turtles fan. Even you don't believe it.
Yes, I do believe it.
You know what I mean?
I do believe it.
Why
They
did
come
you...
into your
Let me ask you
office and
something. You're a program director. I've always wanted to ask you this. Why 20 in a row? Why not 15 or 25? Why 20? Why 20?
Well,
What do you-
I think 20 matches up with a nice amount of money that we can give away, $20,000 if we don't do it. So 2020, people will remember it, and it's a nice, long music marathon.
Gotcha.
No one plays them that long, right? We know that.
Oh, God. He's so desperate. He loves to keep talking about that music marathon. Just calm down. Everyone's going to listen, all right? And reserve one of those moving vans right now.
The city is thinking of trying to regulate those commercials on Channel J that we love so much for, 970. Can we say that?
No.
Okay, 970.
There's a urination line.
Yes, okay.
Where people urinate on it. You call up and people urinate on each other. But, it's not like people are really urinating on each other. It's just a call about urinating on people.
Well, they say some of these phone lines are, they're prostitution ring lines.
What?
Yeah, some of the ads are for, I guess you'd call live people.
Yeah, right.
And I suppose they're saying those lines in particular are promoting prostitution.
Oh, I see.
Now, the other day, Elizabeth Holtzman got upset about the incest line because she said it was promoting illegal acts.
Oh, big deal. So you want to make it with your little brother. Come on.
So anyway, the district attorney of Manhattan, Robert Morgenthau, said, there's a law against them getting rid of the commercials on Channel J.
I like to be with my little brother. It's the diaper changing that bothers me.
Oh, stop it. There's a law that says you cannot take those commercials off the TV, but they can regulate what time they play. So they're thinking of imposing a ban on them being played before 12 midnight.
I don't know how I feel about it. Now, incest line, that's going too far. That's wrong. But urination line? And personally, to me, urination, I find nothing fun about it. I find it a hindrance. Slows me down every couple of minutes. But you guys have fun with that? Well, go ahead. God bless you. You want to hear phone calls about doing that to each other? I got no problem with that. No problem with it.
Well, it seems that in the gay community, the only way to have
fun,
safe sex is on the phone, don't you think?
No, I see what you're saying.
I mean, what else
I thought you were going to say the
left?
only way to have safe sex is to urinate on each other.
No, that's not safe either. That's a body fluid.
Exactly, Robin.
So you just have to talk about things now.
Hey, let me call that incest line. I found a real good incest line where I can...
You can actually play this one on the air?
The incest line is, it's not working right now. It's down.
It's down?
Yeah.
Some help that guy is. I'll call it later. I'll call it later, Robin.
Good for us.
Okay.
I'm sorry I brought it up so soon.
Can I ask you why it's not working? The incest line is not there?
The line, you're right. The
line's not there. Okay.
The line is not there. They just ripped it out of the wall.
Finally call the guy and he's not there. Schmuck. Unbelievable.
Well, do you know we have a serial rapist in Queens, Howard?
That guy has a floating audition every time I need him. It pops up out of nowhere. I got an audition. You got an audition? What are you, the most auditioned man in the country?
Who auditions at this time of the morning?
Yeah, I know. It's always an audition. He's either on the way to audition, he's preparing for an audition. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, there's a serial rapist in Queens, and the paper's accusing the police department of being a little lax in its reporting of this. Apparently, this guy has struck 7 times. And his victims have ranged in age from the age of 11 to 26 years old.
11?
Yes. He takes no prisoners. 7 victims since January. The youngest victim was 11, the oldest 26. And he usually threatens to shoot the women with an unseen gun, so they don't actually see the gun. He usually approaches them from behind. He follows these women from the subway or a bus stop.
Where does Ernie live?
His latest victim is a 19-year-old woman. He followed 5 blocks from a bus stop at Mott Avenue and Beach Channel Drive on Friday night.
Yeah, keep an eye on Chernoff.
In all the cases, he covered the victims with her clothing. He covers up their faces with their clothing or a dark knit cap. So none of them has gotten a clear look at his face, so they don't even have one of those awful sketches of this rapist. After raping and robbing the women, he threatens to shoot them or hit them on the head unless they count to 200 or 300.
Who can do that? What, do you have to be a math scholar?
What is this counting to 200?
Just been raped and you got to count for the guy.
Oh, that's after he's finished, so
Right.
you have to count to 200 before
Give
you
him
get
time.
up and
Yeah.
leave. And detectives say they're looking now for a dark-skinned black man aged 25 to 40 with a West Indian accent who wears a dark hooded sweatshirt. He's between 5'8" and 6 feet tall.
Hey, it must be Lenny Kravitz.
A medium build.
Sounds like him, Lisa Bonet's husband. Just
Mr.
kidding.
Cab driver.
Hey, Mr. Cab Driver, you are sort of a dark-skinned West Indian accent.
Finally, I just wanted to let everybody know that the Gay Film Festival is about to start.
You're like, we don't already know.
It's running...
I've been to a gay film festival.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. It's pretty disgusting. I got to admit. Hey, but I'm hetero. What am I going to say? Watching 2 guys do it doesn't turn me on. I know that for a fact because I've seen it in a movie. It's pretty hard to take.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this movie I saw. It was called the Erotic Film Festival. And, you know...
Well, this isn't erotic. This is a gay film festival.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. And then part of the Erotic Film Festival was the gay portion of the film festival. So, like, being a college student at the time, you're supposed to be, like, open-minded and everything. You're supposed to watch. I go, oh, man, what is this? All right, I said, what the hell? I'm curious. I want to see what it looks like. Why shouldn't I take a look? I'll take a look. So the flick starts. It didn't look too bad. It was this lonely guy. It looked like Chernoff. Walking around in a park, lonely, okay? Real lonely, depressing music, everything. And the guy's about to use his butt as a sexual object, and I guess he would be depressed. So he's walking around, another guy meets him, they go back to his place. 2 seconds, they got their pants off, and they're going at it full force. Full force. Unbelievable. And I'm going, man, Look at that. Look at how painful that is. It was almost like you're watching a medical show. So I knew if I have no homosexual desires whatsoever. You go to one of those film festivals, you'll know right off the bat whether you're gay.
Because you were not turned on in the least.
I said, what am I, a homo?
What am I doing here?
I was checking other guys' pants to see if they were getting excited.
Do you start to get concerned that maybe somebody thinks you're gay because you're there?
Yeah, you got to groan a lot. You got to, like, when you're sitting there in the audience, you got to go like, oh, man, what is this crap? All the guys, every guy was like, what is this? What is this? You got to do a lot of that. I was like, I was like,
that's how you...
Hey, man, I didn't pay good money. You pay like $3 for 97 films. I didn't pay good money for this. And you're just like, yeah, yuck. Oh, man. Oh, Jesus. Oh, well, I'm going to vomit. What guys are like, I'm going to vomit.
It was funny because remember that movie, was it called Boys in the Band?
Yeah, right. Oh, and that's another one you got to do that.
I went with a bunch of guys. I had all these male friends.
Yeah.
And we all went to see Boys in the Band. I was the only female in the group. They all walked out of the studio or the theater claiming to have gotten sick. They all had to go throw up.
Go vomit. Yeah, well, that would be something. Yeah, because, well, you don't want to be at a gay film festival going, shh, I'm trying to hear. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to get into it. You just don't want to.
I know when I saw Last Companion, there's immediately, I told you this, kissing scene right at the beginning.
You got to go, man.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You hear all that going around the theater as you're sitting there.
It's like my wife during a lesbian scene. Oh, that's disgusting. I go, come on. You don't think that would be good if I brought another girl home? Oh. Did you get turned on at all when you see guys kissing each other? Because I get turned on when I see girls kissing.
It doesn't disgust me to the point that I get sick.
Nah, I vomited. I vomited.
You feel like a man now, huh?
No, I was sitting on the armrest during it, just trying to relax my buttocks.
Well, in this gay film festival, it's not an erotic film festival. These are actually gay films.
The sphincter is not a love muscle. Let's say it's a functionary. It's a functional part of your body. It really is not meant for that. I'll tell you, it was very difficult to watch.
This film festival includes things like The Last Song, Howard. They're films from around the world. The Last Song is a Thai melodrama in which the young hero lives with a Bangkok drag queen, but is really in love with a woman.
Well, I don't want to see that.
Who's in love with a woman.
I'm not interested.
Who's a close friend of the boy's boyfriend. Then there's Anguished Love, about a drag queen's twin brother.
I won't watch that. I don't even watch Richard Simmons commercials.
Oh, stop it.
No, I don't mean that he does anything, but you know how he puts on that woman's voice.
There aren't too many lesbian films. They have trouble finding lesbian films.
I got a whole stack of them at home. I don't always have trouble finding them.
Not that.
I see.
I'm talking about films just about movies, not erotic films.
Right.
Movies about real lesbians, not two women doing it to titillate you.
Right. Watch what you say.
Other film festival highlights are the East German feature Coming Out, one of the first openly gay films from the Eastern Bloc, and the AIDS series. On all these film festivals, there has to be an AIDS series, including Harvey Fierstein's Tidy Endings.
Tidy Endings.
Yes, and the Danish video Another Life.
All right.
What happens to a man who tests HIV positive.
Well, I'd like to see that.
So anyway, there you have it. There is the Gay Film Festival running now until, I don't know, the end of June. So keep that in mind.